And welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. And today with me...
The Night Witch.
Yeah, she's here, guys. She's always been here. She's always been in the background, helping me out with the mods. Always helping me out. And like we've had conversations, especially here, I'm sure. Oh, and the volume for my thing is still on. Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Whoops.
Just making sure we're not in an echo reverb here. She's always been here, guys. She's always been here helping out in the background. But today, she's coming forward to help out because Divine is taking care of some family business and won't be here today, which is all right because I know he'll be back. And I know that there's something back there that he's had his eyes on for quite a while here. Like, just sitting here. He's had his eyes on it. I don't know if you guys have seen the Pokemon sales. They're going through the roof right now. Massive buyouts on the, what is it, the Pokemon 151? Yeah, a lot of just huge people just coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, this is the hotness. It's like, guys, this set was like tanking for a while there, and now it just saw its resurgence. And man, we've actually had customers lining outside the door for Pokemon. Obviously, this isn't a Pokemon stream, but we do all the card games. So you guys are going to hear a lot of us talking about different card games. This one today, Union Arena. This one, code Geass specifically, because it's the code Geass Struggle Battle. So we couldn't host it the weekend that we went down to Bondi Card Fest. So we finally got caught up, and this is our last struggle battle for, who knows, because it's going to be a while. I don't know if they're going to keep doing it in groups like that. Yeah. Because they fired everything in this winter season. It was insane. We had the Hunter x Hunter, we had the JJK, we had the Bleach, and the Code Geass, and then just they wanted us to do it back to back to back. In the same season, we're doing the pre-release for Code Geass. We're doing that. You got Christmas break, Christmas vacation. We had the Bondi Card Fest. Awesome, by the way. Just phenomenal experience. I mean, you were actually with me in the on Discord when we were talking about the experience there. So I hope a lot of you guys like saw that VOD. It was really good. I believe we put that on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah. So if you're out there on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers. I think if you look at the number now, it's like 10 or something like that. So my mans, appreciate you, everybody, appreciate you. Just trying to get up to that 500 so we can actually get paid for these videos, which is okay as long as we don't. Doesn't matter because we got to prove to you guys we have content worthy of your subscription, and it's coming your way, guys. I think we have some great battles today. We got 3 best of 1. Some of them are going to be best 2. I wanted to say best 2 out of 3, but time ran out. We got some extra content to show you guys, some of the extra thing, but the best of 1 means the person who wins that match wins the game. So it's going to be quick for some of our battles, unfortunately. It's how the game plays. Until we can petition and plead and beg and just please Union Arena make it best 2 out of 3 because there's just too much variance. It's not that the game isn't fun this way. You want variance, right? You want an opportunity where it's like not just because I'm Super Brain, I win everything, and nobody else has any a chance to win, or if like there's just one deck that just wins all the way through, then there's just like you have to play this one IP, and you don't want to have like this homogenous type of gameplay. And this one has so many different IPs, so many different decks, guys. We've built them all. You've seen the containers. We've got big containers of these things of all the decks we built for it. You're gonna see so many of them today when we watch this Code Geass stuff, and it's just. We're going to keep doing this because, of course, what's coming out next week? Little hint.
Oh, yeah. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is coming out this weekend. So we're going to have a live streaming of this event where we're going to be opening up packs, doing some stuff. I wish I could have put the VOD on Sunday, but because of the way that these work, they're best of 1, their releases, and the way that the schedule is working, unfortunately, we will not be doing it like this next week. We'll be doing it Saturday live for the event release of all this stuff. So you guys get to see our packs way open and get to see the 3 box opening the following week because I will be getting a lot of this product.
He's got to try and get his girl.
Yeah, I got to get the Nezuko. They of course had to create their own special Nezuko for the Union Arena. So we got a one of a kind, not seen in Japan but in the US, special printing of Nezuko. And of course I need that times 4. I'm gonna other one times 4. Those ones questioning which one is the most viable color. Yellow. Simple as that. I wish I could say anything different, but the pattern seems to be continuing right now, as far as I've seen, for all the releases. If it has a starter deck, or should have had a starter deck, go to yes, should have had a starter deck, it's typically the number one. And I think it's just because of card quantity. I think that's about it. They have more available product to them for these things because you have the starter deck that goes on top of it, which comes with additional cards that are not in the main set. So we've seen in Hunter x Hunter, what was number one? Green Croppica. Now this one is Gonin Friends, but the cards in here actually helped make the made the Green Croppica deck a little bit stronger with some of the cards you can get access to. Like there are a lot of decks that are using cards absolutely limited to this structure deck. What happened when Bleach got printed? Purple took over because I think I got that one right here. You've seen it opened up 1,000 times, but this one came out, and this was the hotness. Then JJK comes out. I think you can see it back here. It's over here. JJK comes out, and guess what? Sukuna is the best deck of it. Then Code Geass comes out, and they're like, hey, no structure deck. Just kidding. But we're going to put the structure deck inside the box. This is not Code Geass, but we're going to put it inside the box. And guess what? Purple was the reigning champion for this one. So what does that mean for the Demon Slayer? Means the yellow, is the structure deck, which will be coming out this weekend. I'll be buying a bunch of those things, chasing the same thing that we chase every single week on here. Those awesome coveted altards out here. Those things are extremely rare. But yeah, so yellow is going to be the strongest one coming out the set, and I think that it has. I think the other sets also have some very strong gameplay. I love some of the callbacks in the member berries because you have the Hashra and all of them, and of course you can play the Muzan if you want to play with Michael Jackson. You're going to have callbacks to some of like the greatest fight battles in Demon Slayer, in the Hashra district, or right? It was
I haven't watched all of it. So
Oh, okay. This is where Divine comes in and just starts dropping his truth bombs on us. But you've got some amazing references and callbacks to some of the peak battles that happened from Demon Slayer, and I'm just so looking forward to it. I hope that eventually it gets to the point where we get enough time to play with these sets that the other sets start coming stronger. But I think also, from what we've seen for the Japanese meta, you have the Volume 2s, which we're going to talk about all those things coming our way, because we're getting a lot of Volume 2s coming our way. Those really start shaking up the meta for certain IPs and what's coming out. So every new Volume 2 comes out with a new color, and then added pieces to support the previous 3 colors that were printed in that set. And that means those other colors that we're waiting for, like you and JJK, the Cursed Spirits, we're finally going to have something that can make that a viable deck. It's not there yet. They didn't print enough for it. There wasn't enough variance, and just you got to roll super hot to make that deck a viable deck within the meta. And it just seems to be the case. The game is only about 5 months old, and you wouldn't think after I just named all of those IPs that it's not. But the IPs come out just about once a month, and thankfully, it's affordable. It's one of those things where it better be, because if they sold them at the rest of the card game prices, I think this game would be dead on arrival. It's just too much too fast. But the IPs and the interests, some people just buy their favorite IP, stick to it, and that is a blessing and a curse.
I stick with my Hunter x Hunter, and not a lot of people remember a lot about the cards and stuff, but I like playing it, so I just stick with it.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny because a lot of people had to reach your card. They're like, oh, what is this?
Yep.
Because everyone was just everyone was just going to play what's meta. And we have, guys, meta's not a thing in Unit Arena. You can find what your locals are doing. You can find what seems to be popular in certain areas. When we went to the actual Grounded Card Fest, I was not prepared for how many people love JJK. When it comes to our local area, I think there was more people putting the Bleach and favoring the Bleach IP for the longest time, that JJK kind of just came and gone. And when we went to that Grounded Card Fest, like at least 70%, 60%, like those players were playing JJK, Blue JJK. It was just by far the favorite deck across it. I did not expect it coming, and I wouldn't even say that was the strongest deck, to be honest with you. When I looked at it, there's consistency in purple, which is why I played purple Code Geass. Code Geass has in my deck anyways, has 2 non-triggers, which means I'm always getting something every time he hit me, which huge, because most decks are playing that, what is it, 1/5 of their deck doesn't have triggers, and that can cost you some games. And that was what seemed to be like I thought was going to be the king of the deck was just playing a bunch of purple all day. Nope. I played blue JJK all day long, without a couple exceptions, of course. We had that amazing player that was playing yellow, Mega Me, which awesome deck. Just it needs to see the Mega Me raid to really go off. And then I got to play the purple, or I got to play Bleach once. Play one Bleach. I was able to actually, the only reason I won that one, final trigger, was the only reason I won that game. It was a final trigger in the first round. The guy had me dead to rights. I was almost out of the tournament after game 1 and just being like, all right, I'm the loser bracket for the rest of the day. No, final trigger, the last card, saved me and allowed me to take the win back, which was just mind blown. I wish we could have seen that on camera, because those moments.
Yeah. I had one guy was definitely a purple Geass deck. I had a final trigger and then another final trigger, but then he had 1 card left, and that was no more final triggers.
No, that's so good. When we see the back to back, I think we've seen it one time in the store where someone was able to back to back final trigger, and it just was like, are you kidding me? The luck of lucks, but it happens, and then that's the variance of this game. So, before we get into all the news, okay, we got a lot of stuff to show you guys. There's a lot coming our way to Union Arena, by the way. But we have our community box. So do you want to pick out the 2 here? We are still going with JJK. I think we have a hit left in this box. Ready to go. We'll see. Like, these are absolutely free to you. All you have to do is hit the exclamation point, join, you see right above my head, and you get yourself in the running for one of these 2 JJK packs. Little pound cake, thank you very much. Exactly, just like that. So we got these 2 amazing free packs to you every single time we go live. Whatever the IP we happen to be streaming live or basically covering like this, we give away packs, and it's always in the IP. The one we cover the most, obviously, being One Piece. So we have our community box with One Piece coming up tomorrow. Where Little Pound, I'm not sorry, this is going to be Porter. Porter and I are going to be here on the stream a little bit late tomorrow, but we'll be covering from this community box. This one, there's so much value left in this box, guys. Not a single hit's been made yet in this box. So really looking forward to it. Obviously for Magic, we have Magic packs. And then for Fab Nights, we have Fab. That's Flesh and Blood for those who don't know what that is. It's not a fabulous, but it's a fabulous game. So, all right, let's get to the news, shall we? All right, so everything is possible because of Lifelink Games. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the store, the community, the ability to play these games, buy these games, sell the cards, and to be to play these games in a group setting where we can find out what is out there in this meta here. The Punke says, yeah, Porter's doing me a solid for covering. Absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Porter. Appreciate it. I'm sure he's not out there yet, but we'll wake him up during the break. See how he's doing. Because he, unfortunately, as much as he's a big fan of this game, he wasn't there on Saturday. It was a shame. I think he might have overslept on that one. It's okay. Good times to be had by all. I think the community is great. We've grown from what was just a simple 4 of us to now about a 12 to 15 person player base. So it's not like everybody shows up, but that's where you want it, because every single time you hold a tournament, you got to figure about 40% are going to show up. And that's kind of a good number. Like, we have our ability to have a good player base all around, get some good games in, and the events fire, which is absolutely important, especially for new card games. But Lifelink Games, like I said, makes this all possible. They've got these great bundles here that you can buy online. One of the deals that we have is we do a 3-box opening, and we can do that, and we do these on the video. We don't have one for today, but typically we do 3-box openings, show you guys how to make all the decks within the IP, which is simple 3 boxes and a small investment past that, where we can give you the missing pieces you might have. Like, most of the time, not this set. This is a unique set because they mixed the starter deck in there. But most of the time when you buy 3 boxes, you're going to have all the commons, non-commons, and all the rares that you're going to need to make any deck. It's the super rares where that's the last few you got to pick up. And most of those, $2, $3. And because of the way we're playing this game, we've got them in store. So we can even tell you, hey, for a simple $5 more, here's the last you need to make this deck absolutely complete and ready to go out the door. And we do that live for you on stream. We give you deck boxes, sleeves, we sleeve it up for you. We go through the process of talking to you exactly how the deck's supposed to play and why we built what we built. And then we send out all the cards that have to be opened. Of course, if you want to get with your friends, $100 investment for each of you, and each of you get to play one color. And don't sleep on some of these other colors. Just know that because we only have a month to play with each one of these IPs, one of them being locked into a struggle battle, so it's like you got to play that IP, and then one of them being the release weekend. You only really have about 2-3 weeks to play like inner IP to see what's good, and that's not really enough to really determine what is the strongest. Because I got to say, like, I've played a lot of games against Red Code Geass, not the pizza deck, but the actual other one, the Academy deck. It's really good. It'll win out of nowhere constantly, and if it has like the best firing deck, it'll beat everything on the field. It's not near as strong as green, it's not near as consistent as purple, but it'll get underneath you, and it'll destroy decks. I remember when we were at the Bondi Card Fest, there were people screaming like, "Oh no!" People are actually bringing that deck because they know it's a surprise. Like you can't beat this deck. You can get 7 attacks in 1 turn. That's unheard of in this game. You can literally just 1 turn KO somebody with the right board state. Yeah. So don't think just because, oh, this wasn't the starter deck one, it's not any good. There's not enough gameplay to even make that sincere determination that this is the best. You need to have more. But we have to get caught up with Japan, apparently. So we're waiting to hopefully get caught up, and then we can finally sit back and enjoy.
I still beat a couple of the Sukuna Finger decks with my Zoltic deck.
Oh, all the time, yeah. I mean, the Sukuna Finger, it was a good deck. I like it. But to me, personally, like the Sukuna Finger deck had like 6 raids. If they didn't hit their raids, or if you got rid of 2 or 3 of their hits, the deck kind of folded. There wasn't much power left to it. So, I mean, the wins that I did get, it was because I removed 2 or 3 of their Sukuna raids, or even their, what's his name, the Thai guy? Kento. The Kentos, as soon as I removed those, the deck kind of just folded. There wasn't really much to it. But that's the name of the game. Do you hit high? So, this one we just had, the rare battle on the 11th here. Next weekend, of course, is going to be the release of our Demon Slayer coming your way. Let's see. This one, we have the store tournament recovery tomorrow. Little Pound Cake says, my man Tanner top 4 day 1 with Karapika deck. Not too deep in the mechanics, but I remember him saying that 4-cost raid with impact, just wild fast. Oh, yes. Yes, that is why I play Golden Friends. That is exact. Little Pound Cake is right. That is why I played the version. A lot of people are on the Karapika version. I'm on the Golden Friends version, because that 4-cost impact that came in the starter deck, just super fast, super consistent, and it had so many threats coming out of its life pool that had I think I played Golden Friends, I think I would have really done a really good job and crushed it. We will have that video and content coming your way soon. Me and the guys have built decks to kind of recreate the Bondi Card Fest, so I can kind of relive my dream playing the deck of choice that I should have picked. So, yes, I mean, the Green Karapika deck put up some good numbers. I had to play the Struggle Battle on Sunday, and I played Golden Friends. I had to play 4 Karapika decks back to back to back. I beat 3 of them, and the last one in the final round rolled so high I just couldn't beat it. I was like, when the deck rolls high, you lose. And of course, it was best of 1, so it was just as soon as he pulled out 3 of those Karapikas with the snipe, I'm just like, bro, I can't beat that. Like, you saw the best part of your deck. Nobody could beat that. So, but it was still a good battle. It's a lot of fun. Did want to announce that we are kicking off season 3 this Tuesday. So if you guys aren't ready, this is something I'm looking forward to potentially someday bringing into Union Arena, maybe even to Dragon Ball if it takes off, and do a lot of different IPs. I really enjoy this. This is something that Lifelink Games and Homebrew Pie have teamed up to do, where we sponsor a 8-week season championship playing One Piece on Tuesdays and Saturdays. It's twice a week. People get the points racked up from all their performances because we've got amazing tournaments where you have this manga next weekend, this Saturday, be able to show up. This manga Blackbeard is going to be up there for $20 entry. You get yourself in the running for one of these amazing events here. Really looking forward to it. And you get points for the season 3. So you show up and you top this event, you could be in the championship series that we'll be hosting at the post of this 8-week event. And we have the top 16 players play against each other for their chance for a mat, a medal, and some other massive goodies with like, you get, I think first, second, and maybe even third. I think it's just first and second right now. We're growing the prize support every year. But right now, I think it's just first and second. Little Punky says, sorry, but I just got to say that Nico Robin cracked into the top 32 at Mexico Nets. Seriously?
Nice.
Lakers Nico? No, don't be apologizing for that. That is a huge saying. Yo, congrats, Nico, into the Nets. I think they're live streaming right now, if I remember correctly. Little Pound Cake, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that they are live streaming in the One Piece chat. But congratulations to someone with Nico Robin. I love it. I love seeing some of these decks coming to the top. These like off-brand decks that people are just sleeping on.
Yep, you don't expect it, and they do better than the ones that everybody's like, oh, this is
better. Yeah, you gotta play this because this is meta. You gotta play Dolphy, guys. You gotta play Dolphy. It's always gotta be Dolphy because it's the most consistent. Best of one. You gotta play it. Yeah, it's not the best. Not always. Not always. It is most consistent. I will not disagree with you there. I've played the deck enough to know that it literally plays the same 4 cards every game. Hey, Jimbei, Edward Weevil, Trafalgar Law, Boa. Game? Good game? You guys have fun? I forgot about the starter searcher. It's always like Sengoku or maybe I think it's Perona or something like that. Yeah, like start with the searcher, the dead turn. Then, hey, Jimbei, Edward Weevil. Here's Trafalgar Law. We're gonna bounce. Maybe a Jozu. Maybe it's a Jozu, not a Boa. So Nico, yeah, just rewatching and trying to catch up on the 2x speed. I don't blame you. Good luck. Sometimes you got to. There's a lot of downtime between some of these events. Maybe we'll pull some viewers in between the competition for that event. But yeah, congratulations to the Nico player. That's fantastic. We do have, let's see, a lot. Like guys, we host every single game at Lifelink Games here. So just if you're interested in playing some card games, the one that I actually really need to highlight on, unfortunately, sold out, guys. We got the beta event coming on the 31st. Yes, Friday the 31st. Sold out. I do apologize to anybody that was just waiting, trying to get into this thing. It's such a high demand right now to get into Gundam. I'm looking forward to it. I'm registered. Hopefully, Little Pound Cake, you're in. Did you get registered? Oh, didn't make it.
Wasn't able to.
It sold out super fast, guys. But it's looking like it's going to be a phenomenal card game that we get to test. We're going to go live. We're going to showcase all this stuff on the Friday the 31st. We're going to showcase this game for all of you. Tune in, get ready. We're going to show you what comes in the beta sets, how to play the game, how to walk through it. Like we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming for Gundam. But after that, you won't hear us really even talk about this game until July, because this is just the beta, and we're gonna have to wait a while. Silly Billy, of course, Gundam will be awesome. Yes, I know, it's their flagship IP, so it's got to be good. I actually have some really cool pictures to show you guys on some of the neat things. Like the Gundam card game is going to be coming with different starter decks, and you get a model with it. These are mini models, say like teeny models. Yeah, like, but this stuff right here just absolutely outstanding, and it goes with the card game.
Okay, not that tiny. Maybe like
Yeah, a little tiny here. Gundam is gonna be absolutely insane. I cannot wait. It comes with these little mini kits. You're gonna need to get your glue, get your paints, get ready. I'm sure we'll do some content
tweezers and everything.
Yeah. Little Pound Cake, by the way, if you guys don't know, is an amazing artist. He's been doing this for years, so this man was born ready for this card game. I can't wait to see the models. This man could probably do this right here with his eyes closed. Challenge accepted. Little Pound Cake, I threw that out there. Here you go. Little Zaku, indeed. That's Silly Billy. Yeah, that's tall grass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just kidding. But I do know that you do have the skills and talents. I've seen some of your work from the stuff you done for Warhammer 40K. So I 100% believe you're going to do some great stuff. ZK Knight too. Just glad I got registered for it. Yeah, congrats, ZK. I'm glad you got into it too, man. Like those things sold out super quick. I think it was up for a week, and it was just gone. A lot of players actually want to get into it, but didn't have the $70 to get into it at the time of, and unfortunately didn't make it. So, by the way, again, opening my commission to build and paint for people. Yes, Little Pound Cake does do that. I gotta get that on like a little like website or little node. Maybe we'll talk to Lifelink about like doing a little commission button. So if anybody wants you to paint some stuff and then get them their models up there, that'll be a great button. I don't know if Lifelink's watching. If you're out there, seriously, create a creator's like little button thing for us for people to do some commission orders, and we can have some of our local artists. Like, I mean, you do other commission art or you do like 3D art, right? Or 2D art. Do you do painting? Have you ever done painting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, shout out to our artists. We got to give some throwback out there. Little Pound Cake can do it. Got to fund the cardboard crack with my side hustle. Dude, don't we all, dude? Don't we all? Got to get something going. But yeah, I think that would be something I would love to incorporate in the future here is having our artists be able to be commissioned for this, because not everybody's capable of doing this stuff. Sometimes they don't have the patience and the time. And when you have skill and talent like we do in our community, that would be an amazing, bonus. Yeah. You could be like, hey, I want to get in this card game. I'm not that good. I can't paint this, but we have the artists that can, like, they know the wear and tear. Mm-hmm. Little Pound Cake goes to the detail of like, listen, if I was in a battle, this would be scratched up, and he just like, there's a story to tell the way that these guys painted. It's phenomenal, and I'm jealous in some cases, but I do it myself too. I've got a lot of paint stuff. I've been working on my skills. I'm not near to Little Pound Cake's level, but I'm getting there. I've gotten the shading. I've gotten some stuff. Like when I'm just need to just zone out, listen to some music, and just gonna have like a nice relaxing point. Painting figurines is where it's at. Little Pound Cake says we have a lot of artists in our 4K community. Yes, we do. Our 40K community has at least 4 or 5 that I can name off the top of my head of some amazing artists that have just the way they're detailed to the surrounding area. Like they'll add details like this to anything, whether it's in like these basins look pretty barren. I'm willing to bet you they'd have soldering irons to make this a thing if they wanted to. Sorry, not good, stellar, stupendous. Stupendous. Yes, that's good. I like that. That's going to be a word of the day. Stupendous artists coming in our way. But we've got some amazing artists. And the stuff they do for the side, like, have you seen when they put, like, different pieces from different factions and whatnot? Like, if you get enough of these things, they'll have, like, a Gundam head right here just underneath the boot of like this. That little detail, yeah, that's not even custom. But they would have a way where they would just cut it just right, and they would have, like, different pieces from other Gundams just sitting there and looking like the battle.
I love watching stuff like that, like how people put their own little twist on something. So
yeah, I know that like ZK Knight, who's going to be helping me cover down when this game goes live, is also a painter, and hopefully he's been recording those painting sessions so we can have what we're hoping to do for that content. Have like a little box up here, just showcasing the artist and the work while we're watching the card, or we're watching the card game. But we could have like a little box up here, just showcasing our local artists like in the work of just making this stuff together. Non-stress, not super into it. Just something nice to show in the background for those model creators that really love taking their time and just painting these amazing art pieces. Yeah. But so looking forward to it. Thank you, Lifelink, for getting permission to run the beta and hosting it. And for those that didn't make it, I'm sorry. There are some other local areas that did get. Let's see, do I still have it open? I'm trying to look to see if I still have the stores. Yeah, here's the stores. So if you're in the Virginia area, you might have luck when these go live. Look at these different card stores. I'm going to send out this in the chat so people can take a look at this. But this is some other areas you might be able to get your chance to play the beta event whenever they host it. obviously, Lifelink Games right here at Barbersville. This is where we'll be hosting ours. But be on the lookout. Look at these lists. Click these stores. Find out if you can play and get in registered for these because it's very limited seating. I think it's like 16 per store. So good luck to all of you, and I hope that we have to kick this game off with some amazing good content or some amazing good games. And this is the flagship of Bondi, and I hope that it finally hits its marker because I think this is the fourth attempt for them to get on this. It's Mole says, glad Lifelink got it. Now I can keep the one I got from Bondi sealed. Yeah, congrats. Congrats on getting the one that was sealed. Those things sold out in just a blink. I missed the opportunity the first one. I think it sold out in a day. And then the fastest I've seen premium Bondi sell out on any product was Gundam pre-release on the second one. Because we set the timer, hit refresh at the wrong second, and we didn't get it. And then you guys got to see live last Thursday where we tried getting the Nami mat. I couldn't believe how fast that sold out. That one was 2 minutes. So let's be fair. Gundam was like 3 seconds, like a moment second in time. Or if you hit the wrong button at the wrong time, you didn't get it. Nami was like a minute. Yeah.
Did you say you got 2?
Yeah, I did get 2. There, Lucky Dog, yes, thank you very much. But also Lucky Dog to our community because I bought 2. And you know what that means, Little Pound Cake? It means prize support for you guys. You guys are going to have another chance to get at it.
Mine's going to be wanting that prize support.
Mm-hmm. I always buy 2. If Lifelink would have been dialed in at the time, I'm sure he would have bought 2. But I don't think even he had the time to pre-register for that stuff. So I will be giving out another competition for that extra mat. That will land your kid on the new age episode of Antiques Roadshow someday. It seriously will. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Thing is, I don't even know what was happening. I just saw the Twitter post this morning went in. High roll indeed. Yeah, congrats, man. Like just to be able to get that opportunity to buy these things, it's just you gotta be lucky, you gotta be fast. They sold out super quick. All right, what else we got going on here? So I did want to showcase some of the new upcoming arts because we're going to show you guys what's coming our way. Signatures. Maybe these are still stills, but from the show, I don't think so. I think these are great renditions. So this is fantastic. Our signatures are coming back. Thank you.
Let's see if we can pull that Ichigo again,
right? I'm a bigger fan of the signatures over the cereal. What do you think?
I like the signatures.
Yeah. The cereals that we've had in the past, they're okay. I haven't actually pulled a single cereal, so I have no idea. I know they're a lot of money, but I like signatures. I like the artist proof, the voice actors and actresses. They just the ode to the people that put the blood, sweat, and tears in this. Because people don't know, the anime doesn't make any money for these shows. Shows make it. The anime is an advertisement for them. It's literally just buy the manga, buy the IP product, buy the toys, buy the other stuff associated to the IP. Because it doesn't make any money. But these guys still put in so much work to bring us some amazing entertainment. And this is where you get to kind of like be a part of that community, where you get these amazing signatures of the voice actors. Itsamol says they got those for Demon Slayer. For Demon, yes. Let's see. Let's get into Demon Slayer. I believe is coming back with the actual signatures, if I remember correctly here. So yes, there they are. Yep, they are signature. That looks
like a stamp.
Kind of more like a stamp for these things. Who's on with sign, right? So not really a signature per se.
Oh, that might be just part of the card. I don't know, because I can't read.
It looks like they're gonna get these hiragana stamps on these ones. I think not for this set, maybe for volume 2. But it looks like, yeah, it's just going to be the hiragana art here. That kind of like goes back to the feudal Japan style of play here. Right? But we do have volume 2. We do have volume 2. It's coming, like, this is just volume 1 stuff that we're looking at here. So don't get too dissuaded. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Like, I don't even think we're going to see these arts. Not for a while. It's just so good. I think we got to wait for some of the parallel stuff to come out and some of the special promo packages to get some of these things. Right? Guaranteed, I know for sure we won't see. Let's see. Like, there's a lot of really cool art cards coming our way. I think, like, nope. I'm looking for the split colors because there's some split cards. They have like 2 different foiling. I didn't show it here. But you got like some red cards, red and white promo cards, and then you have like it's cards like this. Where you get that special split coloring like this. We're not going to get these for a while, from what I understand. I haven't seen the actual spoiler list for what's actually being released. We do have our own. We got our unique, our unique foiling here. Lepanke says they can't blow their load early if they want you to come back. That's actually very accurate. Yeah, that's good commentary. Lepanke, you don't want to throw everything at you all at once, or they won't keep you coming back. So this is what we get for now. This is going to be the lineup, and I'm chasing after these. Oh, it's still serialized. This one's going to be serialized.
Still really pretty.
All right. I'll be chasing, obviously, my girl. So, hoping Nezuko shows up for me in all of its varieties. This one of 3 different alt arts I have to pick up. Times 4.
Yeah.
To make it playable.
Your wallet's going to be like... Desert.
You guys are going to see me in a dungeon. Be like, you got those Demon Slayer bags? You got some more of those bags, man? You got some more? I'm only 2 away. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. It's in the next box, man. It's in the next box. I told you it's in the next box.
This is bad as last time.
Right.
Boxes.
Really looking forward to it. But a lot of they are coming out with some of these great future. Yeah, that serialized is. Agreed. Like, and the money for those serialized is just absolutely fantastic. Lifelink, good to see you. Really looking forward to it. Like, Tanjiro, obviously, I've cosplayed to this guy like 7,000 times. This sweater I'm wearing right now, not even kidding, is part of the cosplay for it. Probably stand out. I had this personally tailored when I was in Afghanistan because the show had just come out, and I had some Afghan seamstress individuals actually embed that in this very FOMO. This is very fake Under Armour. This is not real Under Armour. But I had them stitch in the Demon Slayers kill demons in the back for me, and I love this sweater. This is one of my favorites. But I actually had this made because I have a cosplay with it. So you've seen me with the shirt,
yeah,
right? I even wore it at Bonnie Card Fest.
Yep. That's
so
I could tell you out of the crowd.
Right. It's just very loud shirt, easy to find me. But I had the Tanjiro shirt, and I had this thing made for underneath it. So I've got the whole suit for this. I've got the fake blade for Tanjiro. And the only thing I was missing is I couldn't make the cuffs for me. I tried so hard. I got the belt made, but I couldn't get the collar, and I couldn't get the things on the feet, the legs, those little, like, button things. I tried to get them to make it, but they couldn't get the design just right. So, unfortunately, couldn't max out the cosplay for it, but huge fan.
Close enough.
Yeah, huge fan. You know what this reminds me of too? There's this really good TikTok video I wish I had. This beautiful girl had a birthmark over here, and she picked up the Ice and Fire guy from Todoroki. Thank you. Picked up Todoroki, and she's playing with. She's like, this. He has birthmark like me.
Yeah, I saw that this morning actually.
So imagine if she'd have seen the birthmark on Tanjiro here. The same thing.
Yeah.
It was the most adorable thing in the world. He's like me. I love this stuff.
Melts my heart.
You're right. Good home feelings right there. I do want to say that soon we're going to be seeing some amazing things coming to the card game, just in time for Black Clover, the other IP that I will be losing my entire existence over. Black Clover is coming, and it's going to have in the structure decks these amazing rare promo packs inside them. So now, not only are we going to be chasing the alt arts, but we're going to be chasing the promo packs inside these things.
So was there only 4 of them with that?
Yeah, that include one of the alt arts. So I'll be trying to get the whole set. Yeah, Lifelink. If I was you, stock up on cases of this.
And 4 of each, apparently, maybe.
Yeah, more. Well, there's just one starter deck, but
yeah. What I mean is
here. The bronze sugar, white sugar. Yes. Little Pound Cake knows what I'm talking about. That was such an amazing video. I need to bookmark these things so we can all enjoy it, because it was the greatest thing. We'll pull it up in between if we can find it again.
I should be able to on my feed.
Okay. Yeah, send me the link to it. But yes, Lifelink, if you're out there and you're listening, stock up. This is going to be my prediction. Let's see. Do I have it here? Yeah. For those that weren't around for the release of this set right here, I'm gonna go to us real quick. For those that weren't released for the Three Brothers One Piece, yes, this is sealed. Dusty too. But these things came with a promo, right? An alt art from the set of here that you could get in here.
Yeah.
These things sold out like crazy because everyone was trying to get the specific promo.
It was either, I think it was the leaders, right?
The leaders. Let's see. It says ready to play. 50 card deck. 1 leader card. Side leader cards times 2. Bonus card. 1 Don card. 10 play sheet. Clear card case and a separator.
Yeah, because it was like the parallels, and I've got all 3 of the parallels of those, of the Ace and Sabo and Luffy.
So I'm curious. Issamol said he couldn't get into the show for Black Clover. I'm curious. Was it the English voice actor or the Japanese voice actor that got you? You just couldn't get into it? Because I agree with you in the beginning. It was like a lot of it, but it grew on me. It grew on me the fact that the guy was just trying so hard. The Japanese, okay, yeah. So the Japanese, I can get with you on that. I understand, but trust me, if you can struggle through the first couple of, I want to say like 40 episodes, it just becomes like second nature to you because it's got the highs and lows. The screaming part was just setting you off tone for some of the realistic stuff, and that's what really kind of like helped you immediately recognize the dichotomy of the 2 main characters, if you will, because you have Asta and then you have his rival, starts with a Y. But you have his rival, and they were trying to show 2 extremes of the 2. And I figured it out, and I was like, this is actually worth it. And then when I showed it really came home with that message about trying to overcome, like that's where it sold it. It was fantastic. Like there's a really good moral story to it, to being born in a world where everybody's special and you have nothing, but you still have yourself, and you can make yourself special. With enough hard work and tenacity, you can do anything. And that's the story of Black Clover, and I love it. Also, then you can get rewarded with this amazing overpowered sword that you can find in a dungeon, which is perfectly normal for normal life here. So, yes, Lifelink. These are Union Arena starter decks that they're going to put the promos in. I'm telling you right now, these are going to sell out like crazy. If you haven't maxed out your order for these things, you're kind of going to be missing out here. This is the same thing. If you remember, when One Piece came out, people didn't even care about the starter decks. They just cared about that promo pack in here. And they just kept buying these things out like crazy. These things sold out so fast that I didn't even realize these were on sale. I had to go on the secondary market to try and pick up one of these so I could have one for my collection. But I'm predicting this is going to be the exact same thing. People are going to be chasing these promos and this pack. When they do things like that, they just sell out. So, no more random alt arts in the starters. I don't think that's the case. I think this is an addition to. Or this is just how they're going to do it. I don't know. Does it?
This is right here. Is that they previously included Hollow?
Will no longer be. Hollow AP won't be.
No,
The two SR cards, including the starter decks, will now be featured. Oh, okay, will now be featured. Reading is fundamental.
Apparently not for card game players.
Yeah. The two SRs, including the starter deck, will now feature a hollow finish and 2 copies of each card. Previously included North American limited SR designs will no longer be included in the starter decks. And previously included hollow AP cards will no longer be. They took away the hollow AP.
The starter decks, I guess.
They took away the hollow AP. Yeah. That's what he meant. The AP is just going to be gone, and the two SRs, alt arts, are going to be gone now, too. So, no more chasing these for the alt arts, but chasing these for the alt arts. I mean, maybe it'll limit how many I need to buy these, because I bought so many of these starter decks chasing stuff. I still want these things so bad. But yeah, that's a shame. I like the... maybe they'll do it in something else for the foil IPs.
Oh, little cry.
Yeah, I am kind of sad about this, but I mean, this is kind of nicer because it guaranteed.
Oh.
Right? What? What do you say?
Never mind. I was like, because the ones that come in these are different from the other APs you can get.
Yes. Yeah. They're their own unique foil set. They go for a lot of money. All right, you ready to get in the deck list?
Sure.
Let's see. There were a few things we want to showcase. Like some of the art's coming here. This one, obviously, we don't know what's going to be in Full Metal Alchemist yet, so they haven't given us any spoilers.
Those are signatures.
But these are signatures. These are signatures. Really looking forward to that. You've got Nikkei, which got spoiled during the release of Kudani Card Fest. Yep. So it is coming our way. This is the one game that I really didn't think we were going to get, to be honest with you. I didn't think that this was... I thought it was too niche for Japan. And apparently we got it. So we'll see how many of the artworks they keep.
And that one's signed too.
Yeah,
right
with a heart too.
It's cute.
Yeah. I think this is the 1-star and this is the 2-star. Let's see. We do have some sword art with what looks like some fat katakana.
And then it is signed too.
Oh, it is signed. Here we go. Yep.
Yep.
There's the signatures. So Full Metal Alchemist going to get a few more players in. And of course, yes, my man Asta. I am so looking forward to this. I want. Yeah. Little Pancake says, in my opinion, chases and starters is kind of cringe. Makes it hard for new players. Yeah, that's fair. But these are alternate arts. These are alternate. So it's not going to be taken away from the capability of you playing the card game. Like, for every single one of the things in Union Arena that they've ever had, there is a cheaper version of this. If this is the starter deck, it'll be like $20. This version right here is going to go for thousands. But everything in this card game, there's different versions of the actual card that are actually affordable to play. Like this Tanjiro here. Here's the cheaper version. Rare, just super rare. Oh, no, that's a double star. No, my bad. That's not it. Where did I put it? It's in here somewhere. Let's go back. So, let's see. You've got this version here, then this version a little bit easier to get. There we go. This will be the base version. $21 for this one. This is Japanese pricing, but this is the exact same card that you're seeing in the other ones. Where this one will be $20, but if you get the super special, $727. Literally the same card. So it doesn't keep people from being able to play the game. It's still affordable in some cases, and depending on like how well the IP sells, we'll see at the pricing. And of course, this is Japanese pricing. I don't know what the actual value of our card is going to be. What is action points going for? $31? Ooh. Yeah. What's this one, like $10? Oh, $31. Oh. 31. Okay, they're just base AP prices. What's our Michael Jackson going for? $31 for Michael Jackson. Okay. Oh, let's go for the high price Michael Jackson. $174. Who doesn't want Michael Jackson in the card game? Come on. So I mean, it's still going to have the same ratio, especially when we get to this one because it's going to have a starter deck to it. Like we got rewarded with the set and the starter deck. Where'd it go? I thought I had a picture of the starter deck because I know they have one for this. It's yellow. Ah, it's yellow. Oh, there we go. Jeez, thank you. Yep. Thanks, Ismol. And reminder to everybody else, hit exclamation point join for one of the 2 free packs. I think we have a hit left in this JJK box. But here's a different version than what we were showing before. This is the starter deck version of it. This one, huge staple in the meta that I've seen so far. That's cute. This one just has great abilities here. When played, choose up to 1 character in your opponent's front line and switch to resting, draw a card. So this can be a finisher in the right situation. And it's just 4K impact. Go for it. No raid necessary. Has a trigger get, so that's going to be good. And then you got this raid with impact here. 4 costs. This is the same thing that he was talking about for Hunter x Hunter being 4 cost impact. You've got one 4 cost impact from Tanjiro here. And this one grows in strength if Nezuko's on the field. A lot of value. A lot of value in these cards. Action. Oh, okay. So these are the shiny action points you can get that we're like chasing out of these. Oh, man.
Will it be you who finds it? That's what it says.
I'm going to try.
They're taunting.
Right? Do they have an alt art or just the AP? I'm sure they have an alt art. We'll find out. Looking forward to it. Let's get into the deck list, shall we? One of these has it. So, first starting off, it's going to be you and me. You got to play against Gurren Locked. This is the deck that everyone is favoring right now to be the deck of Code Geass, if you will. This is the most consistent deck in there. And the reason it's consistent is because all the cards that you have in this deck have trigger. Like, if you guys are paying attention... Sorry, scam callers. Each one of these cards has what we call a trigger. It comes down here. And in the card game, most people are playing 10 cards in each deck that do have nothing here. Whereas Code Geass was one of the first printed where every card staple for the deck, except for me, this is the only one that doesn't have it. CC was the only one. It means 2 cards in my deck don't have trigger. Everything else has draw a card, get, raid, draw a card. You get the special plus 3,000 bonus and restands. You get the color trigger because you only have 4 of those. Final trigger, and like it just every single one of these has some form of okay, I'm going to put this out from life, and which is why people play this deck. It is the most consistent when it comes to life triggers in the game right now. It's a lot of fun. It's, in my opinion, very low powered to what is out there. I'd say that Green Kurapika and Green Gonin Friends much better. And the reason for that is because this card right here, while really good, must be blocked. People can put up chump blockers all day. If you're prepared for this deck, you can throw a 1,000 attack and just chump it. And it only has impact for that turn. So that impact ability, gone after you use it once. Where the rest of these things at Gonin Friends, impact is permanent. Yep. So you're always getting that. This is just the turn you play it. They also have this card, don't be a sleeper. This one I'm moving up to 4 in the starter deck. This one, I didn't think this thing was as strong as it was until I played against this in the Bondi Card Fest. Oh my gosh, I was wrong. I could not be more wrong. You get 2 of these back to back, you win the game. I have board wiped people with this card. I have basically gotten my win con while falling behind. I was playing against an opponent, had 1 life. I had 3. I left him with a Gwaine. I had 2 Gurren locks. I had 2 of these Gurren Mark IIs out. And my draw... where is he? Yeah, my draw 2 card Lelouch out here. So I had a 3,500 Lelouch ready to chump, so I could just draw 2 cards and get myself the win. My man goes up, drops 2 Gwains back to back. Now, everything on my field can't block these cards. He attacks me 3 times, I have nothing in life, and he wins. Comeback of the century. He had nothing. Nothing. I had eradicated his board. I had locked it up 3-1. This game is mine. Double Gwain. I don't know where it wins the game. This card is absolutely insane. And it has... Does it have impact? No. Does it have double damage? No. Does it have... Remove a... Well, it does, because this minus 1,000 actually adds up. So if a character in Union Arena goes to 0, it dies. So this one, minus 1,000. 90% of the cards in the game, this does nothing to except for make it a little bit weaker. You play 2 of these things in here, you're cleaning up a lot of chaff. We'll see if we're going to see some of that today. But you, yourself, you were playing your the first time ever. Did you enjoy this deck?
Did what?
Did you enjoy this deck?
I did.
You were trying
I
out?
got to play a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah. We put this together because we build everything here at Humble Pie. This is the weaker version of purple, which, as you notice, there's a lot of non-trigger cards here. You got Burukai's non-trigger, Shoju, and Kietsu Urabe. There's a lot of non-trigger in this deck. Like, a lot. But it does spam out characters very, very fast. So, the reason people aren't playing this one is there's a lot of dead life cards here. But you have some good special triggers. You have some good build-up. And you can, if you get the right field,
Yep.
you can spam out with some very, very powerful swings. And just hammer out the board with a bunch of these geckos. So we're going to see, does she get lucky and high roll with the Gecko? Or does Purple Gwain take it down? This is best of 1, because these are struggle battles.
Literally struggle.
Yeah, right? Down the T, but here we go. Round, best of 1, Midnight versus me.
No, that's not.
Is that? No.
No, it's not.
That's not it. I think that's Zach.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I had my action points.
Good eye. Good eye. Glad you picked that up. So those unfamiliar with Union Arena, you have 3 action points. Those are pretty much your ability to on how you can play cards. The person who goes first goes 1, 2, 3 per turn. The person that goes second goes 2, 2, then 3. So the first person with 3 action points will be the person that goes first, obviously. And the benefit of going second is you get to draw, but you also get 2 AP. So you get to play 2 cards in your first turn. And one of the things we like to do is we get 2 different piles, because if you like your starting hand, this becomes your life. If you have to mulligan, this is your mulligan hand. And we're going to see a mulligan from me. Not playable. And one of the rules that we have for Union Arena, if the hand is playable, you play it. If it's not, ship it. So there's too many chances, and you definitely don't want to be like, oh, it can get better. It can get worse.
Yeah.
It can get so much worse. So if the hand is playable and you can play the card game, play it. Like that's the rule of thumb. You got the 0 drops, you got the curve, and you're not going to stumble on setting up your energy line. Just play it. Don't be greedy. There's too many times when we play the game where it just go ahead.
Divine will say, "Be greedy. Don't do that." It works out for him sometimes, but like
he likes to roll the dice though.
He
I mean,
does.
he's all about the risky dice.
Yes.
He also plays a lot of decks that have very low to the ground energy. Like he plays like 4 maximum energy costs, so it's like he can.
Pretty sure this one, the one that I'm playing, is also 4.
Yes,
The max is
4, so it's very low to the ground.
I'm used to doing 6 because my Hisoka is 6.
Yeah. Gonna start off with a CC and a Kalen. Bounce it back. And here, Midnight's gonna. The first time, by the way, for those that don't know this, you didn't get into Code Geass, did you?
Mm-hmm.
So you you're hard up on Hunter x Hunter, obviously, because that deck is so good. I've played against it. It still scares me to this day. But you have what other deck? You have purple JJK for and on wait list to see what's going to be good. But you never got into this one, and I have all the decks built, so anytime anyone wants to come and play, especially for struggle battles that they might not be invested in, I just give away.
Yeah,
decks.
Most of us were playing his decks that he built anyway.
Right. Because this one, while it is a fan favorite in the local area, it's a fan favorite for people that don't like to play in competitive play. So we didn't get a whole lot in our market to want to play in the struggle battle. Also, a lot of people out of town and sick for this one. Some sickness going around.
It's that time of year.
Yep, sure is. All right, gonna promote. In the option phase, I have an option to draw. I go to the promote phase and I go into the main phase here. So decided to promote the Kalen because I've got redundant Kalens. Got the energy line. Gonna go in for 3K because Lelouch is on the field.
That was a good.
Yeah. ZK Knight says, I wish I got to go to the struggle battle. We tried, brother. We really tried. I was hoping you could make it. We held it on for as long as we could, but if we would have waited till 3:30, we'd have lost 2 to get you to come in to play at 3:30. We do have some really cool stuff from it, and obviously we'll always help you get some of the cards you're looking for the set. But unfortunately, I couldn't afford to lose 2 players to and wait. They had to get out to a concert. I really wish you could have made it. There will be more to come, and there will be Volume 2 coming soon too. Which I think even gets more CC support too. Correct me if I'm wrong, ZK, but doesn't Volume 2 also come up with some more pizza support? Yeah, I think we're redoing the energy line here to make sure you're able to play it out here. These trailers are really powerful. You get a lot of these trailers online. Ooh, they get plus 500 to basically every card in your deck, so everything gets a boost, and you get multiple of these in the background. Like everything's going for 5K. Because there's so much boost in this deck.
Now, the one that Brandon was playing was definitely one that I'd seen more, and he was trying to, because he barely knew what he was doing. Like with the energy and stuff, I'm like, yeah, that one let you turn to create more energy and stuff, and I can't even believe I can remember what most
all the mechanics. Well, I mean, it takes some time. This is unfortunate that you didn't have enough practice with this one, so you have to read through all these cards for the first time. And make sure you're playing this right. But it's part of the game.
Struggle battle. Definitely a struggle.
Hands down. You got a really good hand to go wide here. You're just missing a few pieces. Like another trailer would really help you out here. And a couple more, I think you just need one more in your energy line. And everything in your deck should be live.
Right? Yeah, because he doesn't produce 2 until he's
untapped. Yeah.
It's 3.
Say if they redid this and put actual triggers in this deck, I think it'd see more play. It's just that's the glaring weakness with this deck. It just doesn't have enough trigger in life play here. But going offensive, I like this. Starting off strong here. I'm going to give you the option. I'm not going to throw my Kalen on the bus yet. Ooh, a special trigger. And you know what's really good about this? You didn't have anything of value for me to hit. This is just a bunch of weenies. So while I did finally get a special trigger, you didn't really give me much of value to pick from this one. All right, draw for turn. Let's see if I can come back from this board state. It's not too bad. 1 or 2 on the front line here. Mine now at 3K, so it doesn't. This is 2K on her turn, 3K on my turn. So now it can actually attack pretty well.
I did notice I struggled to get the Holy Spirit stuff out too, or Holy Swords.
The Holy Knights, Holy Sword Knights, yeah.
Sword Knights, yeah.
Might have just been a bad hand. You got me promoting early because you're rushing so quickly to here, but Gonna play the 2 cost Lelouch to -1000. If I got another one, I can minus it again. I do have another one. So I'm gonna minus that. These look oddly similar, but they're not. So these two are the same card. This one is not. This is the double pip, and this is the one that on play minuses 1000. So both these back to back did minus 1000. Oh yeah, you got a color trigger, so you got to bring it right back. You're like, and I'll immediately use that. Color trigger from life, pretty nice. I mean, good that you hit something. But the purple weenie battle is online now. Ironic that he manipulated this group so well, Zero. You haven't watched the anime, but he manipulated this group to fight for him so much. So here he is working against the group that he manipulated to fight for him. In a good way. In a good way. They were fighting for their freedom.
Yeah. A little bit, but not much.
And they did had some resistance to Zero at first. They weren't willing to immediately accept him. Wow. A bunch of raid targets, but not a lot of energy here. Looks like you can raid at least one, but if you do, it's going to demolish your energy line here. But you got your Gekon line here. It's really good. And now after getting the special trigger, so you're not going to lose that to maybe not in life here. We'll see. Are all my special triggers in life or not? Oh, it's okay. Now you got to think these things through. You have to read these things for the very first time. So, like for those at home, like if you pick up a deck for the first time trying to play this thing out, you don't understand the mechanics of Union Arena, but you don't know what the lines are with this deck. Like we built this to be like a really low to the ground aggro deck, but you've got to go hard and fast with this, or it's not going to get there. I think this is another one of those decks that's missing a lot of support, similar to your JJK.
Did like once I got used to it, I did like playing it a lot. I don't know why it seemed like the lower, I guess the lower, not really the meta decks or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we call them the meta decks, but that's the only practice people had with it, right? So we don't know exactly what is meta because there's not enough gameplay to warrant saying that this deck's better than this one or this one's. All we can go on is what people are putting together and playing. So you're going to see a lot of people favoring their IPs. You're going to see a lot of people that just like favoring their favorite decks, and maybe they didn't invest in one of the other IPs. So if you're playing like cross IP battles, okay, most people are still going to favorite their favorite deck. Yeah. And if you're playing struggle battles like this, like we're just picking up decks just to play them because we don't know what's better than what. And you could roll high. You could just hammer out Geckos like you wouldn't believe, and then suddenly I can't keep up. It looks like you had to go against that removal spell because you didn't have enough 4 Holy Swords out to actually kill anything yet. It's unfortunate. It's a very, very weak, but it looks like you threw a body out. Okay. Non-rated, so but it's still a good 35k body. And it's not vulnerable to removal spells, so I can see that. You can produce in the background. All right, here comes a big hit. Those curious about what's being said on the camera, we are going to be releasing some of this video footage to our Patreon account. So if you guys want to join our Patreon for as simple as $1, you can see these videos and the behind the scenes where there's non-royalty free music being played in the background that I can't play on YouTube or on Twitch without getting banned. Ooh, we got a final trigger on the way. Right? Or you have Brandon, who says some things that are just not designed for social media. Gotta be careful with that. But if you want to hear what Brandon has to say, join our Patreon account. We've got some amazing videos coming up soon. Especially from last night. Good grief, he was on a roll last All right, Caitlin's going to allow me to look at the top 5 cards for Gurren. This one during the Bondi Card Fest whiffed so many times. I cannot tell you how many times I whiffed for this Caitlin. But did find one this time. This one, I believe, is the must be blocked. So lucky me.
Yep.
But that's also this one's doing. This one must be blocked. KO, take your bottom life. And a nothing. See, this is just where the unfortunate part of this deck, because the life is so important for changing the tempo. And nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I'm dead.
When you're playing from behind, you're really playing from behind. But you gotta get. Okay. And another get. So you got 2 trailers. Down to 1. Unfortunately, I have the finishing card off from the Caitlin search. But we're going to see how this plays out. I think I was actually able to finish after this thing was finished. I was able to get the last one because I had 3 of the alt arts for this. And then Brandon pulled the last one in the end. So I was actually able to max rarity this. For at least this version of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot I'm still missing. I got to get judge promos for the Kaylins. I got to get 0 box toppers. A lot of pre-release event stuff.
One of the box toppers.
Okay, you did. It's like you're going to push forward to try and get some kind of defensive line going. The good news, you're playing this purple deck. If I don't have a raid card, I don't have impact. Because the impact only lasts the turn it was played. Bad news, really low on AP energy. You're really going to have some United States Japan cards to fill this up here.
I loved how I didn't get any of those either.
Yeah. Nothing in life either. Like,
I'm trying to make sure I'm raiding. I think I tried to raid that one. I can't remember. I'm trying to make sure you get the right ones on the right people.
Right.
Because they're the little infinities or what they're called are different. It's definitely different from the Zoldyck deck when you just definitely raid on a Lumi or whatever.
But most of these, most of these things are the raids for these are like that's what makes this kind of neat. It's like most cards are good for this, for the raid cards. There is a little uniqueness to it, but I can't remember what this one does. Do you remember what this one does? I think it can't be blocked by 2 of my characters, like 2,000
Yeah,
less.
I think that's why you were pointing to those.
Yeah, like those 2 can't block it, and it has impact.
Yeah, so you can't use your chump blockers basically to.
Yeah. And you have another trailer for the turn, but there's not enough raid targets and enough energy for you right now. You've got 3 energy to your disposal, 1 AP point, 1 United States Japan. Looks like you're going to be able to play the other trailer. And that's going to pump everything by 1,000 now. Unfortunately, that is your last IP, so you're not going to be able to do much else outside of tapping these trailers. Pump in the row, so everything up here is plus 1,000. You've got a 45, a 4,000, and a 45. Pretty impressive board state. And this one right here can't be blocked by these ones here. So, yeah, 45 and 4K. Impressive board state. If these all had impact, ooh, can you imagine? I think the thing that's missing here is a lot of double damage. Because purple's known for double damage. It needs to see more of that. But here we go. Got a hit. Kaylin's a get. This one can't chump. So... And I believe you have impact, so this one's going to take life here. Bottom, final trigger. That's nothing. And then as soon as you attack there, I'm just going to throw 0 under the bus. Sorry, 0. Not sorry. Man had it coming. All right, let's see. You're going to need a lot of back-to-back final triggers here. We know that you only have 1 in hand, so it's possible. And you put up a really good front here. Here's that Gurren that I found from the Kaylin before. So this one has to be blocked and has impact.
Now those cards are pretty scary too because usually you don't block with impact, but that makes you get rid of your
Yeah.
cards and still take damage.
But here's where like some of the weaknesses here. You have a dud card here, so if you had more life, like this is just perfect. You lose your worst like mediocre card here, and it's just a game trailer. And there you go, taking it down. Oh, that is not lined up right. I keep forgetting them because we put these things live at we record live at Lifelink, so the overlay doesn't actually line up between the two of us here. But there you go. Purple versus purple. Which one's stronger? Probably the one that has a lot of life triggers. And the ones that actually like could get through here. But I do think this thing with enough support from maybe volume 2 or maybe even volume 3, honestly, could be a viable deck. It does have the potential of going like the specified slot, go under, aggro, rush thing. I think what it really needs is a lot more card draw. So I think if it had more card engine, so you could keep spamming out those lower characters, this could be a viable deck. And I don't think it's necessarily bad. You really got to roll high if you want that thing to be competitive. So, all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get ready for round 2. These are best of 1. It's going to be me and Zach on camera here. Him playing the red Academy deck that we're talking about versus myself, who is going to continue on with this purple and see if this thing can take me further than it did during the Bonding Card Fest, because this is the deck I used and got 64th out of 200 people. But that is as far as I could take it, with 64th that day. Let's see if I can take it to number 1 today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Your skin is like a liquid gold. Don't you know that you're a miracle? And I will love you come rain or shine, through hurricanes or fields of fire. I will be with you till the end of time, until the end of time. Touch of your hand, you got me paralyzed. You are perfect in every way. Cause you are something of a masterpiece. You're all that I dream of when I fall asleep. You show me the way that I believe, the way that I believe.
And welcome back to Humber Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. And today, special guest.
Midnight Witch.
Yes, the woman that has been here helping me in the moderating, helping me in the background. She's always back here helping out with the Union Arena stuff because she's helping me build what I'm hoping to be the next big card game for Bondi TCG. I think it's going to be up there with the Gundam's definitely seen a lot of promise. And of course, One Piece, the flagship right now. Because seriously, the game is just too much fun. If you guys haven't converted over to One Piece, you really should. Our community is growing so fast that we actually have to break down some walls coming here soon. Lifelink Games is going to be growing. When we get there, it's going to be a lot of work. We're going to get there. But we've got so many people wanting to play this card game that we literally just have to break down some walls and grow the player base. Because it is just, it's just too many players with the space that we have. It is a growing community of a lot of fun. Bondi is really starting to showcase its strength here in 2024. We'll see in 2025 if it can become the leading card game. I've had some videos where I talk to you guys about what Bondi could do to really capitalize on its significant growth in the market right now. I think that it has a lot of promise here coming in the future for card games in general. I think that it has the best mechanics. It does a lot to do with what's difficult in card games, which is remove a lot of the variance that makes for a lot of bad games. And I'd say in Union Arena, there's still cases, and in One Piece, I've seen some things I played personally where my deck is like an all cylinders, it's doing great, and then I mulligan, and it's just an unplayable hand. Like, it is just the worst. And when you're playing like best of one stuff, just it's like, yeah, whatever, this is a non-bo game. And it's hard to explain that to people. It's just like, listen, there's nothing I can do with this hand. I tried to play it out, and it didn't do well. But with the way that they do the Dawn, the AP, and soon to be the energy line for Gundam, and they've been figuring these things out. When it comes to energy usage, it shouldn't be in your deck like it is in Magic the Gathering. It should be outside, so you can actually control your tempo, or it keeps you playing a fair amount of cards per turn, and keeps you playing at a good optimal tempo that both players get to interact with each other. So where it does excel over every single card game, or Bondi card games anyways, excel, is there's always interaction. There's always an opportunity for you to try to come back. And unlike for Union Arena, unlike Pokemon, if you start attacking them and get the life points, those cards actually can benefit you versus steamrolling your opponent in Pokemon, right? Where if you get wins, you get your prize cards, and now you're just getting more resources, and you can just kind of steamroll a victory. In Pokemon, where they were like, no. If you're taking a hit, I want to give you a chance to come back from that. And I've seen it happen so many times where the commanding player is just dominating the field, and out of nowhere, that person's able to put together the right board state and just sneak away a win. And it's just epic. It makes for good gameplay, in my opinion. For when you don't feel like you've got your back's against the wall and there's just no hope. There's always hope in these games, and they capitalized and did a well job. Now, if they're willing to invest in creators and some more space and creating more, Twitch and YouTube rooms where people are live streaming their gameplay and building the community the way they need to, get on. I mean, they're already winning the price market. They've got some of the cheapest products out there. You can get starter decks for as simple as like $12 to help you get yourself into it. The starter decks are very good, very capable of playing competitive in the matchups, which is often not the case for a lot of these games where you get a starter deck and it's just kind of like low powered and everyone just steamrolls it. I legitimately put two of those things together, and I was able to take quite a few wins away. Where you basically the math. Sorry, you're good. The math here is just taking two of these things and mix them together, and then you got yourself a competitive deck. And I actually was able to beat quite a few people with this one in particular. I committed these two. Infinite Rose, good to see you. Happy to see you here. Infinite Rose is one of the ones that played in our Union Arena waitlist for the Nats on day one. Tried playing the deck that we're about to see on camera here, the Red Academy deck versus myself here. So these are, remember, best of one matches. By the way, Infinite, don't forget to hit !join for your chance to win one of these 2 free packs we're giving away at the end of the stream here. And for YouTube, hit something, please, so I can know you're out there and I can get you in line. You have to be here live if you want to get in the chance, but every single time we go live, we give away free products. Every single time. And it's absolutely no cost to you. We do a wheel, we find out, and I mail it out to you for free. So just want to say thank you for being with us. If you're out there on YouTube, enjoy the VODs. Click through, watch the gameplay. We've got some amazing gameplay for you today. So, like I said, it's going to be best of one. It means I only get one shot at beating my opponent. My opponent has one shot at beating me. And we're going to see if we have some good gameplay. For you, especially, though, this one has 2 games because it had some time in between the rounds. So you're going to see at least 2 games, but the first one is the only one that matters. One thing I did want to say that we were talking about. Oh, let's get that wholesome content. Let's do some wholesome content today. No, it's already changed. I got another overlay for it. What? Oh, is that your
that's
phone?
my phone.
Okay.
That is YouTube is behind. Oh no, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you, Infinite Ross. Good to see you. So you sent me out some good
Oh, I
wholesome
sent it
content.
to you on your phone. Let me do it through Discord.
Yeah. Oh, I can't do it. So she's gonna get this up and running. We had some great wholesome content of the day, guys. You gotta watch this stuff. We were talking about it in the first battle. I love this stuff. And I hope you guys subscribe because this is some of the most adorable content I've ever seen in my life. But while she's getting that and sending that over to my Discord, I did want to say that we were giving us some thought in starting with the Black Clover set that gets released. The starter decks are now going to come with promo packs versus me chasing these alt arts like I am today, or the foil AP cards. If I buy this right now and there's nothing in here, it's another stack of starter deck cards I just can't do anything with. However, if I had a promo pack in here, I guaranteed to at least get something out of every single purchase. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to the fact that they're switching over to promo packs, because it means that the cards in here, at least you're guaranteed to get something versus just hoping beyond hope that I get the $250 Killua or the $125 Gone alt art, or even the $100 AP foil that are really cool. Still, I haven't seen what those ones look like for this one. The foil.
The AP.
Yeah, it's not this. It looks something different. I think it's like Gone and Killua, maybe. We'll find out if I ever pull it. Very limited edition.
I got one. I went to your Discord. I can't send it. Yeah, it's here.
Where?
I went to the Humro Pie Discord.
Oh, Humro Pie?
Yeah. In general.
In general? Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm doing the other one too.
We'll get this up and running. Let's check it out. Some good, wholesome content for you at home. Let's see. Where is it? Make sure that the output's on. Good to go. Check this out, guys.
He has a birthmark like me.
You think he's cool looking?
Yeah, because he has white hair and the red hair.
White hair and red hair? What
Yep.
eyes does he have?
Blue eye and gray eye.
Uh-huh. Anything else you think's cool?
And he has a birthmark like me.
He does.
So he matches me.
He matches you.
Uh-huh.
And it's just the greatest
And
thing.
sugar, right sugar.
You're so cutie.
I would watch this all day, including this one.
Look at this. Who's that? Who is that?
Renry.
That's you!
And
Uh-huh, his name's Shoto.
Shoto.
Or Todoroki.
I know Todoroki.
Look at this. His name is Zuko.
You can.
Look at that.
Avatar.
Look, there's you on his shoulder.
And he has a birthmark too.
He does. That's Winry.
That one wins.
Look at this one. You got a pie in your face. Look at that one. You like it. Look at that one.
Renry.
Winry. Oh, look at that one.
That's gotta be my favorite.
It's so good.
That's a funny one.
It's funny. Is that so cutie? You would tell him thank you. Say thank you. Thank you for drawing me.
Those who haven't got on here, the last okay. I don't know if this is reposted, but this check it out on TikTok. No, not royalty free. Not royalty. Whoo. Okay, TikTok or sorry, Twitch. It was an accident. Don't ban my channel because I had 2 seconds of music that I didn't pay for. I'm sorry. We're good. We're good. Don't ruin my life here because of this. That's not the same. That's a Gundam link. No, stop! Stop!
He has a birthmark like me.
He's cool
I'm trying to get the link to here.
Because he has
Happy
right
link.
here and
This is the one I'm trying to send you here. Those that haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. Well, TikTok class. This is absolutely fantastic. Good content. Put this in your stream. Watch this stuff here. You guys will enjoy it. And don't play non-royalty free on Twitch because, of course, they're going to take you down. Alrighty. Let's get the deck list, shall we? Let's see. Is this where... Nope. They're around here somewhere.
There we go.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to be seeing the same deck that you guys saw before. Gurrenlock. This is the one I took to the Bondi Card Fest because I figured, hey, consistency at best of one should be the code to go. And I unfortunately played against so much blue JJK that was high rolling like a Mo. Like this, the blue JJK, in my personal opinion, is a high roll deck. There's so few impact in here. You really got to hit your places. However, because of the draw effects, because there's so many different turbo through the deck type of effects, they do get to see their answers quite more frequently than other decks. So this one, obviously, I get to see the results in the life and whatnot. They're going through their deck like crazy. And those that haven't seen the Kento, it basically gets powered up by having only 50 cards left in your deck. And if you have 0 cards in your deck, you lose. So be careful. But the whole point of the deck is to basically just dig 3 cards deeper, 3 cards deeper. You've got like Jujutsu High, allows you to draw 3 cards deeper. You've got other effects that allow you to, I can't remember the name of the girl, but she would allow you to dig 2 more deeper. But the whole deck basically just tries to get you to the Sukuna fingers and get you the Sukuna raids or the Kento raids. That deck is in there. And the deck's good, I get it. I understand why everyone was doing it because you were getting to your raids more consistently than other people because you could draw to it. The problem is if you can remove 3 of them, you pretty much win the game. And that's what happened to a lot of the JJK players. If you had the specials, if you had the removal in deck, then you end up winning that game. And every game that I won against the JJK, that was the case. I had the one that guaranteed you had to block it, and I would just get rid of their Sukunas. Or I had these power of absolute obedience in hand, and I would just beat them that way. Gwaine, probably if I would have seen back-to-back, could have been really good and powerful for an end game. I don't sleep on this card. I've actually moved this to 4 in my newest deck list in iteration because this card is just absolutely insane. It does have a static ability. This character can be blocked with 2,000 or less. In most cases, this is irrelevant. Most people aren't playing with Weenie stuff. We're about to see a Weenie deck to see if it matters in this Weenie deck. But why people like to play it is because on play it gives minus 1,000 the field. Every character. That means if they have some even 4Ks, if you play double Gwaine, nothing on their front row can block you. That means it's a guaranteed hit. Who cares about impact if they can't block? They can't do anything. It just comes through. And I think I've told people several times now that I lost the top 32 spot because this is the last round. And I had this guy dead to rights and thought I was locked up with 3 life to his 1 and had a raid target for impact in the next turn. And he double Gwained me with a Gwaine on field. And I was like, I just got triple Gwained and I lost because I had nothing in life. And even with the most consistent deck, it wasn't enough to change the up tempo for him to take it out. And that just won the game. It was so good. Congratulations to that player who got top 32 over me. But this really good card. Don't sleep on this thing. It really can be a board wipe and a really good raid target in the late game if you can get the board state right. Yeah, all this deck really is just Solution, Kalen. Like, CC's in here. I actually removed these 2. So I think in my newest one, rendition, I am up 4 and up to 3. So I upped the raid counts here and dropped the CCs. And that's pretty much all I did for the deck. Let's see. Do they have the new promos in here? Maybe I can max rarity while we're sitting here. Chasing these. Never seen one. Still chasing it. I did finish the playset of these. Chasing these as well. Man, this card looks so good up close. Have you seen it?
Oh, wow.
This card looks so good up close. Unfortunately, I was hoping they had a singles market over at Bondi Card Fest. Nope.
Nope.
So I didn't get a chance. I was hoping to buy some. I think that's about it. I think this is just, unless sometimes it has like the color. Yep, it has some of the colors in the background because I did get some of the cards from you guys, which I really appreciate. Got one of these Judge promos. Got 2 zeros, but you can't really tell the difference. Here we go. 2 of these minus this. Minus this. So yeah, playing with these guys now. That looks so good up close. You guys get to see them on camera when we'll do the pack openings and the winnings at the end here. But really good card. ZK says, looks like that card I won't be able to get. That's not true at all. Not at all. Some people were looking out for you, bud, even though we couldn't get you out there to come. By the way, every single Saturday at 2 o'clock, you need Arena. Except for last weekend during the Monday Card Fest. That was an exception. Definitely not going to be the case, CK. So, we got this deck going up against the Academy of Ruin. This was the deck name I gave it. But this deck right here has gone through a lot of iterations. I think Shirley got dropped. This one went to 4. Nunnally went to 4. And then we lost to here? I want to say? Or did we lose 2 school festivities? I think it was school festivities because there was no trigger here. Even though unless you look pretty deep, this one we kind of just got rid of because the Academy is just this card's just absolutely insane. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about like you being able to rush out real low, switch things to active, choose one character in your field with 3,000 less BP affinity, and turn it to switch to active. Now this is during your main phase, so you can't do this during combat. But it does mean that you can play things into your front line and immediately get them into attacking. And you have cards like this Suzaku that when it comes played, you can play another character with 2 or less required energy, 1 AP. So for as little as 3 cost, this comes out with 2 characters. Absolutely insane to rush the field, especially if you can rate him, where this individual says, when attacking, once per turn, choose up to 1 character with 3,000 or less BP, switch it to active. So you get an additional attack out of this guy. And this is what we're talking about. There's a lot of cards in this this deck that allow for additional attacks. So even though this is the only impact, unless you have Nunnally here giving something impact, which is why this has got to increase a little bit here. Because you can switch this to resting, give something else 1,000 attack and impact. You have the ability to constantly keep attacking with a lot of these lower level characters. And impact double damage doesn't matter. If you can only have so many blocks and they keep throwing attacks at you, you're not going to be able to get through it. Like this is a very low to the ground. It wants to rush, use a lot of its cheaper characters. I mean, the curve is 4 on this thing, right? There's nothing else. I don't see anything higher than 4.
Yeah.
Like, look at how cheap this thing is. It's just a bunch of really cheap 1/2 0 drop characters.
I don't think you gotta use 2 action points on any of them.
I don't think so either. Let me double check. Yeah, they're all even 1 action point. So, I mean, where does this deck succeed and why do people fear it? Because it doesn't, like, it mulligans so well. It has so much low to the ground potential here. And that if this thing can get going and you get 1 or 2 copies of Suzaku in play, you're attacking for just an incredible amount with these double attacks, just constantly switching things. So it doesn't matter if you even had the blockers. You're getting free attacks in. So that's what this deck does best. This isn't the pizza deck, but this is the other version of the deck that people seem to be fearing a lot more lately here. And for those that are interested, check out our X-Burst account. I keep track of all my decks that I use on stream, and I loan out to people to play the card game. This is what we're playing with. You guys can see what we're trying to see is meta as we test it out. So without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Let's see, I fixed Zach there. So even though I forgot to update it on the stream and the thing, you still got it. All right. So Zach, my opponent here, playing the Academy of Runes deck. That this is a really interesting story because Zach has been in and out of the game. Right? He was debating on. It's like, I don't know if this is really my thing. And we gave him a couple decks, and he just did terrible with them. And he was just like, no, this really is my thing. And Brandon and I were opening up packs, chasing those altarts from Code Geass. And he's like, what's a good deck? And I said, I could build you this Academy deck like that. And he's like, really? And in a matter of like 30 minutes, I took all the chaff we had and I built together an Academy deck for him. And I said, here you go. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah, here you go. You can just have it. The deck's dirt cheap. I think it costs like maybe $30 in total. That's stretching it. Like, we could build this times 5 at the store right now. But I put these things together. I said, okay, here you go. And he put this thing together and he started winning some games with it. He was like, oh, this game's actually a lot of fun. I said, yeah, deck's got a lot of potential. And he's like, well, now that I know how to play the game, I'm going to start getting into it. So this was his very first deck he ever built. He already got his first win in round 1. Now he's going up against my purple. And basically in this matchup, I need to see Gwaine more than anything. I can't afford to see the Gurrens because this deck will outpace my Gurrens in a heartbeat. And he's got so much fodder he doesn't care about throwing under the bus. He's just going to get it back. So my only way of winning this game is going to be searing the Gurrens. And we're going to see if I can get there. So die roll, obviously the low to the ground deck wants to take the play. Wants to get in those early swings, get those early hits, because it knows I'm going to be playing energy setup for the next 2 turns. In most decks that you play, especially competitive, your first 2 turns are just building your energy line. Right now, I've only got 2 energy pips. And the one thing that I think we might see here from Zach, like an immediate, push forward to the front line. Just because it's so low to the ground and he has so many of these answers, he can afford to just throw in some early attacks. And if he hits a special trigger right here, like, what is he losing? Nothing. Looks like I got a Gwaine from life here. That's a good start. A really good start. Gonna need that later. Gonna take a draw. Looks like I had a bad hand for the mulligan, but get a CC off the top. That's gonna be helpful. Only 2 in the deck. Might go to 4. I don't know. And the card's really good. It is one of those you gotta sacrifice, which I don't like doing. And the only reason it's at 2 is just because I want to have triggers. This is the only card in my deck that doesn't have a trigger from life. But able to get 2. I actually have a playset of these. I've opened up so much of this product, I have a playset of these.
Blinging out the deck.
Right? Well, like every single set that comes out, I always like to bling out one. You know? Take one of the decks I like, because in yellow is obviously going to be the one to bling out for the upcoming Demon Slayer. And my Nezuko Tanjiro deck. Looks like so much fun. Alright, got an Academy, that's a good start. Really good start. Now, mind you, he forgot to tap. Yeah, Shirley here. Shirley has the same ability as CC does. When rested, it now produces 2.
Mm-hmm. And then doesn't it?
It does die. Yeah. Has another Shirley. So, unfortunately, in the opposite order, he didn't need to use that sacrificial energy here. I think he was just trying to correct the gameplay here. Yep. Going wide. And this is how scary this red deck can get. I haven't played a single thing to my front line, and he's already got 3 hitting me. CC. Well, unfortunate. Well, literally one of the few I don't have. Kaylin. And CC. Get a draw card. So, just like that, on turn 2, I'm at 3 life. Haven't done anything to him. His whole row just spammed out like crazy.
Like, what did I do to you?
Right? And this is exactly why people fear this red deck here. All right, going to start off with a Loosh to get myself 5 energy. Going to, here's Gwaine number 1. minus 1,000 to the field. If I have another one, but I'm going to have a United States 2. United States, Japan. Restand 2. Here's solution number 2. And debating on it. Here we go. Queen number 2. That is going to destroy 3 of his on the field. Literally only because I have double Gawain here am I coming back to the situation. That neither of these going to be able to attack these block these attacks. Plus 3,000. But because I'm minus 2, it's only a 3,500. So it's still not enough. It can block now. But unfortunately not enough to stop the attack. It's a double plus. So there, now it could block. Now it could block a Gawain. But unfortunately, it looks like that Shirley play of his is going to punish him because he ended up having a sacrifice versus just playing the order of Shirley to the academy. It's like he's going to take an extra draw. That double Gawain, absolutely devastating to that field. Had that not been the case, I don't know if I win this game right now. But we'll see if he can remuster. He still has 5 life. I've got a lot to punch through. And he hasn't used a single raid target yet. Or anything, so looks like he's going to have to sacrifice another one of his energy here. Going to 3. Going to play out. What's this? It's not. It's not Kalen. It's Keenan. Is it Kalen?
No, I cannot read that.
Can't remember the name of that one. Maybe you guys on the chat can help me out. Here we got a rush. All right, so he's got an impact on. Unfortunately, no extra value to play with this because he had something smaller. He could get 3 attacks in. All right, got my impact. This one going to be able to sideline. I don't have the energy to raid, so that one's just going to be a get. I believe that one is the one that pops something 3,000 or less in the field. So I'm going to activate CC so I can get that 4 energy. See if I can climb back. I got to do something about this impact guy too. So if I don't get rid of Suzaku, I'm only 2 turns away from death here.
The CC, you know how you turn to activate more
to generate, yeah.
Like if you had that raid
Mm-hmm.
and you had a CC, but you wouldn't have had enough unless you activate it. Would you be able to activate it while you?
No. You can't activate the activate main effect because it says specifically activate main, and it has to be yours. So unfortunately, no. The question that she's basically asking is if I get a raid target out of life, can I immediately tap the CC to generate the extra additional energy? No, that's not the case, unfortunately.
Yeah, cool.
It would be pretty cool, but yeah. So I did get the must be blocked. This is good. So I now have an answer for Suzaku. I'm definitely rolling high after nearly getting completely destroyed. And another United States Japan, so I can really start filling this field up here. Utilize the CC as long as I possibly can here. Because once I lose her, I could be in a bad situation. I'm down to 2 energy. Everything else in this deck costs 5. Except for my last Gawain in deck. Because this time I'm only playing 3. After this matchup, I put 4 in the deck. The card is just too good. Or after this day, anyways. After we end up playing. Obviously, didn't change it in between rounds here. There. All right, but using the double AP to get another double generator. This one destroys 3,000 or less, but you don't have anything. So, all right, impact coming through. Got rid of Suzaku. Gonna take the bottom life. 4,000. Giant pizza. That's a draw card. And Nunnally, so can't raid, unfortunately. I would get that giant pizza back. Nunnally has non-play when she comes into play. Or Shirley, sorry. That was Shirley, yeah. So Shirley has, when she comes into play, she gets an event cost, red cost. So you can get the removal spell. Another huge plus for this. Yeah. Like, not only do you have recursion and the character can go wide, like Shirley can get you extra removal from the yard. It's just absolutely insane. The consistency of this deck is absolutely insane. I mean, had I not double Gwained right here, I'm not coming back from this. This game is over within 5 minutes because I just got basically Academy rushed.
Yeah.
Bless you. Trying to rebuild the energy, and I think like also the other limiting factor here, those early Shirley plays where he lost the energy, just didn't need to happen. So I think like lessons learned from Zach here. I think right now I'm talking to him. Right, he's feeling kind of bad in this situation because they had to take the extra. He's trying to think how to come back from here, and I'm explaining to him, if I didn't double Gwain you right here, I don't win. And it's like this is my payback for getting 64th and in the Nationals because the guy double Gwained me, just like I double Gwained him and just blew up his field. And only in this deck would that be good. All right, here's horror. 1 Gwain down. I think he was also asking, is like, what are these any good? And I said the only one that still has an effect is the Gwain. But this one right here is just it's a 4,000 attack. So tried to use the Academy to restand, and I just blocked. And I can't afford. I told him I can't afford to go down. He's like, never know. It's like I can't afford to. Once you get into impact range, and I know now he has an impact creator. If I go to 1, I lose the game. So I can't afford, when you get in this game, keep yourself at 2 to avoid the impact deaths. Because there's too many cards that have like this 1-turn impact that can literally just, like my deck does, essentially. But all right, here's the one we saw earlier from the Kalen search. Gonna be able to sideline 3,000 or less, so not only no longer. Unfortunately, not going to be able to make it here. Looks like Gwain going in for the first attack. Nothing. And not impact, just 4K. There's Shirley. No raid. Game 1. I was able to squeeze it out.
Started off bad and came back up.
It's just double Gwain, man. I'm telling you, double Gwain, just the secret sleeper for this matchup. All right. Well, I'm talking to him on the table. That's how quick these games can go, guys. It's like 6 minutes. It doesn't make for much for content here. But the good news is we do have a second round here we're going to showcase, because what you just saw right there was me high rolling super well into getting double Gwain to take out that field. I don't see those double Gwains. I'm just done. The game's over. So we're going to find out, did the double Gwain make all the difference or not? Because we're going to play another game that we did because we had some time in between rounds. So we got really lucky where we got to play one while we're waiting for everybody else to finish up. So we do have one more game coming your way. And this is round 2 where we'll see if Zach improves. Now, obviously this one, doesn't have as much of an impact on the gameplay because in best of 1, this is it. This is all they got the opportunity to play. So we still get to see what happens in this best of 1. Maybe if this was the game, if he can fight through the consistency of purple. What do you think of this Academy deck?
I like it. It's definitely like he was doing. I don't know how to explain it, but put up stuff a lot faster because it's like you said, it's not as much
Investment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Low to the ground, really cheap. Can definitely start rushing out fast. Definitely wants to play. I just don't think I can afford in Purple Gwain to steal that from them. If this was green, I'd 100% steal the draw. Like, I'm trying to steal the draw.
Yeah.
But I can't steal the play from red. Just, I can't afford to. What I think was most surprising, I was able to recover from a stumble there because I almost had a Nambo game. I only had 1 and 2 play on the mulligan, and then I drew the CC off the top for the extra draw. So I was able to, thankfully, get myself back in the game. CC has saved me more times than I can count.
You only got, well, now I got more, but I got 2 in there.
Yeah. Definitely showcase its strength here. I didn't really like the ones that sacrifice, but in purple, it actually makes more sense. Because purple's color effect is to bring something back.
Yep. So
if you use it early, and you hit a Kalen color in the life,
yep.
I'm getting the CC back. So it makes a lot more sense in purple, in my opinion. He's playing a lot more conservative this game here. Just set up his line. Got Academy. Could have gone straight to the face. Did what he did last time and put me on the edge, but playing a little more conservative here. Gonna allow me to get the first attack in. So, got a 0. Got another Kalen. Gonna see a lot of Kalens and 0s and Lelouches. 3K, gonna take the bottom. Oh, gets a raid target. So, not good for me. He's already got one of the pieces he needs. He's got Academy online. It's gonna be a 3 here. And he's already got Suzaku right in hand. So, we'll see how he navigates this one. Giant pizza in the yard, so he already has a target for his Shirley. That was discarded from the CC draw effect here. So, a lot of his engines a go. We're going to see how he navigates this. Has an opportunity to put something out and Academy restand it. Also has a capability here to raid if he wants to. Well, we're going to see a push. So, CC going to get out here early. She doesn't line up well with Kalen, but if he goes wide, gets an extra attack with that the Suzaku, he could really start punishing my life total here. So he's activating Shirley for the double generation. Now 3. Gonna pay 1 AP. Hey, Shirley raid. Get out the pizza. I think I told him. Oh, okay. So we're gonna skip ahead here real quick. We're going to argue about this for like 2 minutes. I'm going to skip ahead of this real quick because this is just a free match. So the question came up here is like, does the double energy production still work after you get rated? The answer is no. I had to look this thing up here on the rules channel here. So one of the things that Zach was confused with is that if you rate over top of that, am I still generating 2 energy? And that's not the case. As soon as you rate on top of it, it's no longer producing it. You do save it from death, which is good, but it means the sequencing here has to change. We're going to see if he decides to change this up here, but I ended up looking on the side. I was looking on my phone and trying to look up the rulings for it because I want to make sure we got this right. I was almost certain that as soon as you rate over top at the bottom card's effect no longer apply. That is the case.
Because like with the one Illumi, it's 2.
Yeah.
But when you raid on top of it, he's 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're losing that pip generation. You're losing the static effect. So this is right now. I'm going to skip ahead here for you guys, but I'm running and talking and discussing with Zach back and forth. I'm pretty sure it isn't the case, and sure enough, confirmed with the rule book that is 100% the case. So let's get back in the gameplay. Decided to take it back here. It's going to run out here with a double play. Gosh dang. Coming out with Suzaku, Kalen. It's going to have the Ashford Academy be able to restand one of them. And that was another question he asked. It's like, does it have to go to the front line? It does not have to go to the front line. So you can actually use this Kalen to actually go to the back line here, which is what we're going to see. So, Kalen going to go generate some more energy. Absolutely necessary if he wants to play a Suzaku raid combo here. Going to use this, to raid that Suzaku he got out of life. So now the CC going to be able to attack twice if he wants to. And now we can play the Shirley, which is going to get back that giant pizza. And I told him he does have an option to move it forward if he wants to. Decided I'm going to keep it back there. Doesn't need to right now. Doesn't need to leave it vulnerable to a special. He's got to relook at his hand. He's like, I might move this forward because on a raid target, it is not mandatory. It is an option for you to move it forward. Oh, decides to take it. So now we're, this is one of the things I love to talk about with my players. Like, again, these videos are going to go live on Patreon if you guys want to hear the table talk. But when we're playing the games, especially these ones that don't matter, we're trying to figure out what's the proper order of attack. What's the proper, like, I'm going to try and block the CC. Like, he knows I'm going to try and block the CC. But if I try to block it early, I can get a restand and get a second block into effect. So where do you want to get your attacks in? I lose if he attacks Shirley. Shirley gets restood with Suzaku, and I'm not blocking an impact. Like, that's just, I'm not going to lose a character for no reason. Yeah. So Shirley's going to be the first attack here. You're going to take one, get a get. So got the Gurn in hand. Might be necessary. Suzaku coming in here, going to get a restand Shirley. United States, Japan, that's nothing right now. Gonna come in for the 3K. Gotta get. And then I'm just gonna block the CC. But out of that attack, for that board state, got 4 swings in. I was only able to block 1. So now it's gonna be on me to try and take this board back. And this one not is susceptible to a double Gwaine play here. He's got a 4K, a 3K, and a 1500. So double Gwaine not going to save me in this matchup here. And yet, all you're seeing is just me verbally trying to explain to him exactly the order in which we do our attacks. It is important. I mean, there is mechanics in part of this game that will really showcase your skill level. If you can understand the order in which you attack, the order in which you're going to get blocks. If you attack with something to give me a potential free block, that's not good for you. And it's not guaranteed, but you got to play on the expectation of life here. And when every single card in my life outside of CC is a trigger, you're playing against the odds here. And sometimes you want to get those impacts out of the way anyways, just because if I hit a special trigger, like imagine you swing with this impact here, and I get a special trigger, like, but you didn't swing with this first. Now I can kill your impact, and I don't have to worry about that threat. So CC's gone. We got a double Lelouch 2-drop play here. Got rid of one thing. So at least now, if I do decide, if I can, what can I do? I got 4, so I can just Kalen here. Can't force the block yet. But gonna get 2 3K attacks in here. So here's the first 3K. Going to see if he takes. And this is the one where he was like, do I take this one or block this one? It's like, you always block last. You block the last attack. Because right now from life, you could potentially get something that prevents further attacks. Like that, he gets a plus 3K. And there you go. And that's why you do it. You don't block with a Shirley here because he didn't have to block with a Shirley. Yep. If he was in a situation where he had to block. There you go. HR manager coming up saying hi. I was outside. Aren't you proud of me? Pet me and love me. Yeah. I know my opponent had double Gwaine right now. I just lose my whole row. So it's like he's got a Suzaku. What's coming out for free? Oh, okay. Another attacker. This is a very bad board state for me. Has the Academy line on Academy of Ruins, or the Academy line, so can restand the Suzaku. this is now 4 attacks. And all of them, like, my Kalins are just dead. Here comes the first attack. Gonna take it. Gonna see if I can get something to block this Suzaku attack. Nice and cold. So here I'm explaining to him that I'm just going to take this one. Hope to get a plus, but not going to get. Here comes the impact. I'm obviously not going to block that. Get a raid. Don't have the energy for it. Just 4. Would have been really helpful right here. But I feel like this is the point where I'm going to have to start jumping. Especially if he has a raid. He's got a raid target out. I've got to start jumping like crazy here. And now back to me. I'm at 2 life. If he gets another Suzaku raid, I'm done. And I gotta find some kind of answer for this current Suzaku here. So I'm gonna need to find a power of obedience or something. Come back in this matchup. But this really showcases the strength of this Academy deck here. Like his current board state, he can swing for 5. If he Suzakus again, he can swing for 6 swings. If he has 3 Suzakus out, 7 attacks. I mean, you're really high rolling at that point. But 7 swings with 3 Suzakus out. All right, Kaylin will play. I'm gonna sideline that Shirley using the Gwaine raid here. Had to tap the CC here just to get the energy production here. This one forcing the block. I told him that he has a chumper, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, gosh. And here we go. Can't raid, but I gave him another Suzaku for double impact here. Oh, House of Horror. So now he can blow up any of them. They're both 4Ks. I'm trying to explain to him that he's like, what's the difference? I was like, they're both 4Ks. They've gotten their impact out of the way. So, and he was like, aren't they the same card? I'm like, no, they're different. He's like, why is it so confusing? They're the same name. It's like, just different.
Same name, different stuff.
Right? Decides to take the special art because he's mean. Forgot to throw the CC in the yard there. Just wanted to show you spit on my altars here. But this, unless I've got some kind of like double final trigger, which I don't think I have. Like I'm roasted here with 2 Suzakus with impact. Here's that Suzaku. So now he's got double impact. President's orders, so he's ramping. Gonna make sure he closes his game out. Like, this is what's so good about this deck, because even from behind, it can play things to the front row here. Oh, Giant Pizza, gonna give it a plus attack. Restand an IP. Like he needed it. He's playing the Giant Pizza to play the Giant Pizza. All right, surely gonna get another, can't get the Giant Pizza back, or could get the Horror back. Which, I think he goes for the Horror here. Yeah, relearning this thing. So here's a Horror. Cleans my board. Now can get the Horror back if he wants to. Just decides, no, I'm just going to close this game out here. 3,000 attack. This is now a total of 4 attacks.
Jeez.
Or 5 attacks. This is 5 attacks, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4, 5. 5 attacks. Got a final trigger. Is there another final trigger? No. Didn't even have to use it.
Wow.
That's 5 attacks with 3 characters in the field. And just like that. This is why people feared this deck. This is why people need to pay attention when I'm saying that just because it didn't top the Japanese meta, who had like 4 tournaments to do measurements from, it's not meta. This deck's super good, guys. I'm telling you, super, super good. You can find the deck list available at experts.dev. Right now, you can see my Academy of Ruin if you want to look it up there, or find me at Humbro Pie and find all my deck lists for this stuff. That deck is super good. We're working on it. It's right now a fan favorite of 2 different players. Fortunately, did not roll high enough for Marcus, and obviously wasn't the optimized deck list because we didn't have enough time to optimize it.
Yeah.
So we didn't get enough deck legs. We didn't get enough time to really showcase some of the really cool stuff that we've been able to develop with this deck. And I think going into the next IP, it's still going to be a threat. So don't sleep on this Academy of Ruins deck, guys. Even though I got the lucky win because it's best of 1 and not best 2 out of 3, I think if things were best 2 out of 3, I might not have lasted this one. That deck rolls high. It is absolutely devastating. So don't sleep on this deck. It is a really good $30 deck. Like, I could build 5 of these things in Lifelink. If you want to send Lifelink a message and be like, can you build me one? Absolutely can. Send him an invoice. He'll take care of it, and I'll send you a deck list wrapped up with this new Academy of Ruins deck. Super good. Super fun. All right, guys. That means second round got lucky because it's best of 1. We're going to go in the third round. It's going to be myself versus, who was Marcus, who was playing my green Lancelot deck. So we're going to find out, can green overpower the consistency of purple, or does purple take it down for the championship? We're going to find out after this brief message. I got a box opening for you guys. You guys enjoy it. We'll be right back.
this whole no glory for me. I break no sweat for a bottle of 3. I see myself in between two worlds. Can't decide which is better or worse. I sell my soul. One more day in this harmony. I won't grow old. No escape from this bigger dream. Ooh. I'm in too deep, sell my soul, won't grow old. Said I'm in too deep. Said I'm in too deep, sell my soul, won't grow old. Sell my soul, won't grow old. Said I'm in too deep, Said I'm in too deep. Some say life is short and you'll see what's behind you is your history. I can't think about the things I miss. So happy living in this joyful bliss. I'll sell my soul. One more day in this harmony. I won't grow old. No escape from this bigger dream. Ooh. Sell my soul. Sell my soul. I'm in too deep. Sell my soul. Won't grow old. Said I'm in too deep. Said I'm in too deep. Sell my soul. Won't grow old. Sell my soul. Won't grow old. Said I'm in too deep.
chosen for this life. And we are glowing beautiful lights. And we are waking in the mind. And we are strengthened, unbreakable tonight. Oh, we are birds far away from home, just souls that learn to fly. We are delicate animals, yeah, chosen for this life. We are eagles that roam, yeah, flying through the sky. We are delicate animals, yeah, chosen for this life. Chosen for this life. And we are glowing beautiful lights. And we are waking in the mind. And we are strengthened, unbreakable tonight. Unbreakable. Oh, we are birds far away from home, just souls that learn to fly. We are delicate animals, yeah, chosen for this life.
And welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D, and with me,
Midnight Witch.
yes, and we're here for the third and final round. We do apologize about how long this took. I just got reminded via text that Bondi has the One Piece Day coming up, and registration started today if you want to get involved with the tournament. What does that mean? It is a gruesome process of trying to get on Tixer and then trying to get registered. And we got a couple days, I think in 2 days, we get to get for the registration for the general ticket, which I highly recommend everybody do. It's not available in the TCG app. They kept sending me all over the place. So Midnight and I were in the back end just trying to get our accounts registered. We're going to show you guys what we're talking about, show you what we're trying to plan for. I did get, during this time, registration for Pod C in both day 1 and day 2. And I am on that coveted waitlist. The waitlist. So I am not guaranteed to get in, which has been the case for like 90% of the tournaments I've ever signed up for, honestly. But I am in the running to be part of there. I'm on the wait list. And apparently, I can sign up for DBS Masters Championship 25 Battle Hour at Shrine Auditorium. I don't know what that is. January 17th. I don't know what that is. But I am officially on the wait list. Yay! We're going to show you guys what we're talking about here in just a minute before we get into the last round. But I just want to explain to you guys what we were doing. I do apologize. It took a little bit because, yeah, it had a thank you very much, Spencer, for sending me an email saying, hey, did you get in? It's like, I don't think anybody got in. I think Tixer is just going to do what they always do. They take this stuff and they figure out how many register. They do the lottery system. They pick their people, and then I got to wait a month or plus to find out if I'm in. And you got to pay attention to emails, by the way. So one of the things I learned from the last Bondi experience, pay attention to the email, because once they send you the confirmation sign up, you got to immediately act and get in there and then start put yourself in there into the app and get yourself registered so you can lock in your ability to participate. But let's get into it. I got the link up for everybody. You guys can check it out. Let's move that over here. Where is it? Move this over and show you guys what we're talking about. So this coming up March 8th and 9th in Dallas, Texas, there's going to be a first ever One Piece day. This is not just the card game, but this is something you can set up for the card game if you want to. These usually just in Japan for these days. But this one is the first ever. They're allowing us to participate. If it's anything like it's in Japan, you're going to see so much, from voice actors to Luffy inspired food to your different concerts with different individuals that maybe I don't know. This is not confirmed. Everything's all in works. We didn't even hear about the Bondi Card Fest, that they were even going to have this thing. But registration opened today for the card game. So if you want to participate in the qualification for nationals, this is just a regional event. It'll be at the Dallas Fair Convention Center on the 8th and 9th of March. There's a bunch of giveaways here. We'll show you guys what they're attendees. Even guest people get this. We all get these promos. Get a nice 10 cost Rush Luffy. I think this is the one we've seen, time and time again. There's just different art for this one. This is the I believe this is the same one you got from the treasure pack, right? And then you get the Zoro here. That one's nice. This one from OPO 7. This is the one from the Egghead bundles here. Nice Zoro. Love this. These things usually pay for the trip themselves, guys. You got to be careful and watch these things out. Got Amazing Dawn. People want to get. You got the Uda, and who is that? Is that?
That's the voice actor.
Oh, the voice actor. Nice. All right, getting them both on top of the Dawn card. That's gorgeous. Way to go on the art for this thing. Those are just some of the giveaways. There's probably going to be a lot more for this day. Available products that you can be able to pick up. These things are on pre-sale. A lot of us order these on Target. I got mine times two for both of these things from the Target purchase. And those things sold out pretty quickly. But if you want another opportunity to buy some of these, it comes with, there's 2 different versions of it. 2 different, 4 promos in total. This is not guaranteed. Illustration may differ from the final product. We don't know what's going to be the pack. There's a lot of talk about PRB being put in there. Fingers crossed. The PRB is put in here. But it could just be the same packs that you're looking at right now from 08 and 09. So we don't know. Pay attention, but you can buy these things $20 at the vendor store. So get your hands on these things. Great promos. If you want to pre-register for this event, come down here. Do what we did. You got to click on both these dates. You got to go to March 8th. You got to go to Tixer. You got to log in. You got to pick. Do you want pod A, pod B, pod C? This is going to be $30 in total, by the way. You got to log in and hopefully get all your information. Then once you click on here, you got to fill out all your information again. And then you got to click to the next window. And then you get into that coveted waitlist. So if you guys can see down here, both these are pod C from both days. Picked pod C because I felt like I was a little bit late getting into here, but I hadn't registered for pod C in both these dates, and I am on the wait list. So we'll see. I don't know if there's anybody out there that registered beforehand. If maybe this wasn't the case, it didn't say wait list before. I'd love to hear from you. But if you want to pre-register for this event, there is a limited time window. These things seats fill up very, very, very fast for these events. There's a link in the chat. You guys can check this thing out. Registration just opened up today at 9 a.m. CST Central Standard Time. So this morning. So if you wanted to register, get in the 8th and 9th, you have to click both of them individually. And if you want, on the 19th, so a week from today, you can register on the TCG app for the general admission. That's general entry. If I was you or me, we were doing this, I'd register for both. Hands down if you plan on going. Because you get 2 different badges. You get a badge that is for general entry. You get these general entry badges. Or you get... Come on, Nezuko. Come on, baby. All right. Nezuko's been hanging on to my competitor badge, the one signed by the Union Arena producer. So there's a competitor badge and a general entry badge. If they do it the same way that like they did before. You guys notice how there's little punches here in those little squares? The first punch here, got one hand here. This one says I received a goodie bag. This one says I did the little mystery hunt.
Yeah,
Scavenger hunt. So if you have a check here, you can only get the scavenger hunt. And then for me, I was able to do it one time with my competitor badge. So I got it, use that scavenger hunt punch there. If you learn from my lesson, this is somebody else's badge. But if you learn from my lesson from going down there, you can get 2 badges. And 2 badges means I get 2 mystery searches. That's 2 goodie bags to make the trip even more worthwhile for you. So highly, highly, highly recommend you sign up for both. Because once you get into, if you get into a competitor, you can still go through the line and get your journal entry badge. But the competitor one gives you special rights and privileges.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. I gotta get this thing reset up, cleaned up after we're here. But that is what I recommend for you guys. Lessons learned from Bondi Card Fest. I want to frame this. It's just so nice. Loved meeting her. She was phenomenal.
She was adorable.
Just absolutely outstanding personality. Love that she's in charge of this game. So, and speaking of the card game, let's get to the last round. So we have one more round before we give away one of these 2 packs we give it on stream. Just hit that exclamation point join if you want to be in the free entry for this JJK, which is arguably one of the more popular sets right now. People are all over the Sukuna Fingers. And who knows, we might play one today. Could go home. Or we can get an altar, we can get ourselves a 3-star, and you walk away with thousands of dollars absolutely free from Home Bro Pie. Let's check out the deck lists for our last round. I'll pull this thing up before we switch over. Let's check out the deck list for the last round. So, when we just watched this deck list, very, very strong deck list. This thing went 2-1 throughout the day. You're not going to see it on the camera, but I believe you got 4th or 3rd place with this. Do you remember? I think it was 3rd. Yeah, 3rd place. You know, I'm taking home 3rd place. I'm fighting right now for 1st and 2nd between me and Marcus for the next round here. But 3rd place, this deck crushed it. Absolute powerhouse in the event. Don't sleep on this deck list. But what we're all here for is Lancelot. Lancelot is one of the other colors, the 3rd color in Code Geass that's available today. This, just like every other green, is a go big or go home type of deck. You are playing very, very heavy on that energy generation. So heavy that you have the very first ever 3-pip card here. It costs 2 AP to get this thing out here. And it has steps, so it avoids you from getting totaled. Like, nothing worse than getting total annihilation and having this thing interrupt your ability to play your cards. But why does it need it? Because of this card right here, which is the most powerful card printed in Union Arena to date. Why do people not play this deck, like, hands down because it's most powerful? Because you got to get to 8 energy. And if you get what we just saw for the last one, the Academy rushed, you're done. I don't even think this one played against the Academy. So this one luckily dodged against the one Academy that was in our pod. But I think right now the Academy just outclasses this deck by far. However, it does have some beautiful things. Outside the raid box here, that means if you play this for 8 cost, non-rated, you do have a double damage 5,000 BP attacker, which is not bad at all, especially for 8 cost. But if you are able to raid it, it gets even better. So it has impact 1 guaranteed. So now you have, if it's rated, you have double damage and impact, which means either block it and take 1 or don't block it and take 2. You're probably going to block with it, which now makes that impact a removal, which is really good. You want to have removal. There's only 4 in every single color outside of what the characters do. So this one removing anything that decides to block it. And on top of that, as if it wasn't bad enough, when played, choose up to 1 character with 5,000 or less BP, which is literally the strongest BP that we have printed to date, on your opponent's field and sideline. So right out the bat, you get this thing on play either from life or from... Go ahead.
I was going to say until Saitama comes in.
Oh yeah, Saitama is going to be the strongest card printed to date. Yeah, Saitama from One Punch is getting to printing. We're going to see that thing. That thing is going to be absolutely gross. But it is definitely going to be another one of those roll high decks. For sure. But here we go. When played, this thing, removal when it gets played, and it's just a threat on the field. This is the highest BP. This is very hard to outclass. You're going to have to save your removal. If you're up against this deck, save your removal for this card, because it will take the game away if you're not prepared. And they're hitting energy pips. A lot of these cards in the deck, especially like this trailer here, like you got to pay an AP, discard a card, but you can get 3 AP generation. But you notice a lot of this deck is trying desperately to get the AP generation.
Yeah.
Because it's really, the powerhouse of this deck is Suzaku raiding into one of these 2 Lancelots. This is the weaker version. Obviously, 6 cost, and again, outside the raid box, has double damage. So that means you do not have to raid on top of it. This can be just an additional character on the field that has 4,000 attack and double damage. However, if you do raid with it, you get to, when played, this character gains 1,000 BP to the start of your next turn. So that means you get 5,000 for the turn that you attacked with it, and the next following turn is a blocker. And when sidelined, return the bottom card of the rated character to your hand. So even better benefit, if this thing gets removed, the important generation, the energy generation you need from Suzaku will likely get returned to your hand. Or you might have rated on this Suzaku. Who knows? This nice little 0 drop. If we're looking at this deck here, it looks like there's not especially in the triggers, everything in this deck is a trigger outside of VV, which is another one just used for the double generation pip here. Because again, this deck is very, very dependent on its energy generation. You have this one, which is just a nice little searcher on itself. Basically, this allows him to search for those Lancelots, which is how the deck wins. So a very important card to have in the deck. Varus is its removal. Unit maintenance, another searcher for those important Lancelots. So he's got a lot of search capability, ×4 here, to search for these Lancelots, to play them. Because not only does he need to see the energy, he needs to see the Lancelots on top of that. And then, of course, some nullify impact, which can actually matter in the late game. So when you're forced to play against those impact-heavy decks, this is a critical card to prevent the game from being lost. Don't sleep on these cards. But most of the deck, it's triggers, and it is a high roll deck. So if you're going, I mean, obviously, if it gets rolling, it's like when I played against those Kurapika decks during the rare battles. If green rolls high, it wins every time, because nothing else can outclass it. It's got 5,000 attackers, which means it has 5,000 blockers, which means it can block the 4,000 impactors. It has what you want to be this outstanding powerhouse deck, but it, as always, is dependent on having those pips. So you're going to be spending a lot of your first couple turns just producing your energy and getting your energy out of lineup.
Which is one reason why I like playing Ahsoka in my deck, because I can move it to the
front line
and mess up the energy.
On top of that, because your deck doesn't just do bad, Total moves things in there. Yours moves and then snipes.
Yep.
So yours is ability to literally, like, surgically, take apart decks by pulling it forward and then also just knocking these things out, ensuring that they can't get there. And that's why when you were playing that deck, so many Kurapika players out there You were ripping them apart. You were just like, that's cute. Pull it forward, kill it. What you playing? I got a raid card. Cool, you playing it? No, I don't have enough energy. Do you got any cards that have energy? I'm gonna try and draw them. I'm gonna keep using my AP to draw them. And you were just all that stumble, and you're just like, impact, 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 and knocking them out. And that's why that your Zoldyck deck is just so strong in that IP. I'd even argue it's strong against this deck. Even though it does have it, like, the only reason people play with this one is because of step here. Like, yes, it has a 3 AP trigger, but it costs 2.
Yep.
That step is absolutely important, so you can get the thing back.
Yep. Like I could still move it forward as long as I had a Sova, and I could just go back.
So this is the green Lancelot deck. You can also find my Gurren Locked, which is the one I took to the Bondi Card Fest. This one we've talked in length about several times. This has been on the camera every single round. Don't need to reiterate all the time. All this. Just know that this CC is the only thing that doesn't have trigger. And what does this deck do? It just basically keeps searching for Gurrens and Gwains, and just basically uses all of its triggers in life to get out as many of these raid targets to take over the game. But its cap is 4,000. So if I can't deal with the 5Ks, this deck ain't doing much. So we'll find out. Can the green get there, or will the consistency of purple take this to the finals? We'll find out next after I try to find that video I had loaded. Let's see. Dragon Ball Z. That's the wrong pocket of videos. That's the wrong pocket of videos. Where is this? Is this it? No. There we go. Oh no, this is the box openings. Did I not change Marcus's name either? No, I changed it later. Yeah, there we go. This one makes more sense. So, much like the last one, this is best of 1. So we're only going to see the first one that really, really matters in this event. But we do get another game to see if, like, just to get some extra practice in. One of the downsides that I have is, like, there's not enough days for us to keep getting the gameplay, because you need to practice so much with this deck. 5 for Marcus, 6 for me. And I thought I was stealing the draw, but Marcus says he loves playing the play with this one. He'd been in the play every single day, and he got up here undefeated. Yeah. Which really shocked me. For green almost always wants to take the draw. Yeah. I do know that he played this against Green Karapika, and it was like 50-50, and it really just came down to who took the draw. Like, the draw the green versus green, the person that can own the draw usually came out on top. Statistically, anyways. Because these guys played so many games against the green versus green, just to see what was up. That was Divine and Marcus all day yesterday. 0 into Kalen. Typical play, pass back. Marcus just going to see if he can set up his energy line here. He's going to go for a nice little battle tech here and that nullify impact. So he's got 3 energy generation. You're going to see a lot of this from both of us right now, because both of us really just trying to make sure that we get our energy online and then set up. Neither of us wants to come out too aggressive towards the beginning, because especially with the life triggers from either of these decks, those life triggers can definitely change the tempo of this deck real quick. And for me, because I've got so many Gurrens that have on plays and impact only for that turn, I don't want to be playing my Gurrens into an empty field. So really what I'm looking for is maybe a lower to the ground hand here, but it looks like this one just going to get 4 energy generation and pass it back. So now Marcus is going to be looking for some way to get that energy generation up to about 5 or 7. He needs to get up to 8. But here we go. His first double pip. It's now producing 5 energy. See what he does with this. A little awkward, because a lot of times in this deck, you're going to lose your energy line to overplays here. Unit maintenance, he's going to go digging. Needs to search and find one of those land slots. Looks like he found the 6-drop. Yep, got the 6-drop. So, already getting some of those land slots online. Put up a nice little blocker. Of course, unit maintenance being able to restand itself. Oh, restand the AP. And he forgot to draw. He was pointing to it because he forgot to draw the Suzaku. Brand new deck for him. So, this is, I think, the first time he ever played it, and he loved it. He was absolutely in love with this. And he got him to the finals here. Yeah. All right. Heading to... Gonna have to, unfortunately, use my energy line here because I need to get up to 5. But I'm gonna play the double pip that removes the 3,000 or less. Again, don't want to play my raids right now into the front line because they're just not gonna get the value. And it just becomes a target. So, thinking in my head here, what do I put forward? I didn't have an opportunity to push the thing forward. I had to pay 4. So unfortunately, the Kalen's going to go to the exile, not to the yard. And I'm going to have to use one of the raids with no impact here just to get an attack in. But got one, added another 6-drop land slot to him. So now he's got 2 of those things online. Looks like he's going to promote the nullify impact. Really good against this deck too, because if I make a force block it, he's gonna block with that and just get nothing out of it. Here comes Lancelot. 5,000 double damage. Gonna take it because I'm already kind of like weak on the field here. I need to have something special. Gonna be able to get rid of it, and then plus 3,000. Take the block, move back. So unfortunately, I had to take the double damage. Not really the optimal situation to be in. But I can't afford to lose board state here. And I've got to keep the power pressure because I know that he's at 5 energy now. If he gets another couple double pips online, I might have to face down the big giant Lancelot. 4 energy. Gonna take an extra draw. 0 the play here. Gonna get up to 5 energy here. And this one just sidelines. So that nullify impact is not gonna be able to nullify this one. Gets the 8 cost, doesn't have energy for it. So I'm just feeding this man his raids. Here comes Suzaku, and here's that energy generation it needs. I think that one was just draw card. Yeah. Or I'm pretty sure that has a oh no, it's one of the plus 3,000. Oh. So it didn't do anything. But we know he got his Suzaku back from the Lancelot because when that Lancelot 6 cost returns the rated card back to hand. Shadow navigates us here. Looks like he's going VV. He's going to bounce the Suzaku. Play another Suzaku, so now he's at 8 energy. And that's going to be the big Lancelot, so this one's going to be able to sideline one of my Gurns. Takes out the one with Kalen on the cover. Double damage, impact. Already got online to get that 8 cost in here. And this is where green really starts to take over. If I don't have an answer, I'm just going to lose this game. Gets double damage, get 2 gets. Can't raid either. Word state just not falling through, not getting the energy, not having the Kalen raids. And just so much pressure. But do have the removal. I'm able to take care of that one. And luckily I saved that. Trust me, if you guys play against this deck, save your removal. These cards can take over. So, Kaylin on the search. You got anything from YouTube? No comments or anything? Okay. That was a fail to find from the Kaylin. Another Kaylin on the back row, 0 cost. Gonna get a attack in. Tied up 3-3. Lloyd not gonna give him much. He's currently producing 6 energy. So we know he can at least, at bare minimum, get himself the Lancelot. But now he's producing 8. So he can Lancelot again for 8 costs if he has it. A lot of cards in the end here for green. Gonna go for the 6 cost Lancelot. Going for live, so he's ramping out. 2 more action points. Got 7. Another Lancelot, so double Lancelot, double damage. Force the blocks here. That's one really difficult choice because if I let this Gurren go, my whole field's gone. This is why I've said for the longest time, guys, double damage is removal. Like, impact doesn't force a block. It actually says I don't want to block. Double damage forces a block. And then I get situations like this where my best character on the field is going to have to go under the bus. Or I'm going to have to take 2. And now I got to respond to 2 5Ks. But double damage, final trigger, and the Kaylin. Get to get something back from the yard. Do I have one? I don't even think I do. It's got to be a 2 cost or less. Yeah, that one did not line up right. So didn't have a Kaylin target to bring back. Down to 1. He doesn't have impact, which is kind of okay. But right now, I need to put up blockers essentially. I didn't get any raids here. This one gonna force a block, but doesn't matter. You know, one of the things that we didn't pay attention to? These are 5Ks. Those were 5Ks. Varus gonna stop it. So I could have gone for game right there, but if I remember correctly, I shouldn't have gotten 2 of those attacks. So, when played, this character gains 1,000 until the start of your next turn. Yeah. So these were actually 5Ks.
Oops.
I didn't Gwain him or anything, did I? No. So that was unfortunate. The Varus obviously stopped my 3rd attack for the swing in here, but legitimately this isn't as close as it looks. That Varus looks like it's gonna save him from life here, but
Again, he's new deck he's playing. So.
yeah, he wasn't really paying attention here. I think the card game gods were not going to let that one happen. It's like, yeah, Euphemia. Go to the front here. He's going to sideline 1, get that impact. Double damage. Here's the 8 cost. And got it. I was just checking the energy. But yeah, Varus ended up taking it over. But then again, I shouldn't have got those attacks off. Neither of those should have went through. Marcus is our winner. We got one more match. Congratulations, Marcus, for taking it down. First time with the green. But it's like I said, guys, when it rolls high, it rolls high. So, like, it's very, very hard to beat this deck when it's all on all cylinders. We got one more game coming. I love how we showcased the last one. Like, I got lucky that I beat Red in the first one, but it just came back and destroyed me.
Wait, that's the.
Yeah, just waiting through. Let's skip through the card shuffling here. Oh, a little too far. All right. Force. I got to, because I lost, I got to pick. So I'm going to CC start, Kalen go. Much better to start than the last one. CC's really good in the opener. Allow me to hit those early energy hits I need to get. Suzaku the play. So this one, another example of like what happens when you have a bad mulligan. You notice here, he didn't play anything turn one. Because he basically didn't have any 0-drops. So this is the variance that happens with this card game. If you don't have the 0-drops, you take that mulligan. Sometimes you just have non-games. Yeah. Luckily, he was able to recover though, so we'll see if he can turn this back into a card game. Even though his turn one was basically not, it was just a draw. Yeah. That's just being a free game. It didn't matter. And I have actually witnessed this in the event. I had one time where I screwed up and I forgot to put my life out there during the Bondi Card Fest. The judge just let me figure it out. They just put out 7. One card deeper when I got caught. I thought the game was over. I thought my whole day was over. But the judges were nice enough to be like, let's just have some fun, guys. So they let me reset it up. However, in normal rules at the top level, that pretty much is a game loss. And since it's best out of 1, that's it. Game over.
I will say the judges were very nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the judges are fantastic.
They're awesome.
All right, getting out his what is that vehicle that produces the trailer, sorry. Yep. This one going to cost 1 from hand and 1 AP, was generating 3 pips now, so he's got 5. 6, sorry. He's got 6. Gonna hit live again. Double live. Triple live. Jeez. So even though he kind of stumbled, he drew into a way to rebuild here. Here comes the double damage. Using the die to represent the fact he's got the energy for it. And Suzaku in the back here, so it means next turn we'll have the potential to be producing 2, 5, 6, 7. But looks like he's going in for the attack. I gotta debate on whether I want to chump this. Yep, not gonna take the 2 damage this time. This should be my 3 AP turn. Marcus recovering absolutely wonderfully, even though he was playing from behind like that. Turn 1 just had to take the draw, and now has a Lancelot and a good energy production line here. Imagine that Euphemia is probably going to come forward next turn, try to protect his Lancelot. Euphemia is really good. This is the 1 cost, 1 pip, but when it's in the front line, you can't activate events from hand that target anything but her. Oh, wow. So if I want to get rid of the Lancelot, I can't. I have to target the Euphemia if I try to play the Absolute Obedience from hand. So double AP, gonna get a sideline 3,000 or less. Unfortunately, doesn't do anything. This one just gonna make sure that I still have AP for the next turn. But I had to use a CC to double produce. That gives me the 5 I need. This one forces a block. You get the Suzaku and Euphemia from the yard. Allows him to draw a card, passing back. At 3 energy. Not great for this deck. But as he showed me in the first game, I really got to put the pressure on. Don't gonna be out of here. He comes at Euphemia push. Now has 7 energy generation. So we'll see what he does with this turn. Gonna go with another 6-drop Lancelot. Another 5,000 attack, double damage. It's gonna take 2, takes in the bottom. Looks like I got plus 3,000 and a color trigger. So I'm gonna get my CC back. That was huge. And of course, that plus 3,000 really didn't matter because she wasn't gonna get in for some damage here. All right, Kaylin, from hand, gonna get me a search. Look at the top 5. Look for Gurren, Mark II. Got a 5 cost. There we go. This one's the one that sidelines. So luckily, I'll be, if I can play this. I can sideline that Euphemia. Double AP cost though. Was thinking about Obedience, but unfortunately can't play that Obedience because Euphemia's out there. Hey girl, just come back from outside. Oh my gosh, she's cold. You're good, girl. Go get a treat. Go get a treat, girl. Yes. Oh, okay.
Move out the way.
Right? Yeah, so playing the one that removes a 3,000 or less. Get her off the field. Doesn't force a block, so he doesn't have to block with this one. And remember, I guess even he could block it if he wanted to. He is 5k. Yeah. Asked him if I could just push that forward because I forgot I'm going to need something for here. All right. Draw a card. He's going to take both of these. Doesn't need to. One of the things I got to talk to Marcus about. Like, remember, the thing has 5k to the end of the turn. The start of his next turn. So he could have blocked one of those. It's like he's going to try and rebuild his energy line here. So he's got, what's this, 5, 6, 7 currently. If he wants to play the 8-cost Lancelot, he's going to have to pay 1 AP to get that trailer up and running. Yep. So he's paying the 1 AP, 1 card from hand. Discards. He's generating well over. He's got, what is this? 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 generation energy. So here comes Lancelot. This one gonna just sideline my Kaylin. He thought that one because I was just gonna chump with it anyways, but now it's forcing me to have to chump with a 4K. So it's impact, double damage. If I want to lose both my cards here, goes to 2, get the bottom 2. All right. So thankfully, still have that Obedience. Euphemia actually paid off for me because had I been able to cast it on the simple little Lancelot here, I've been wasting it. But now we know that I do have the absolute Obedience, so I can get rid of the 5k. Absolutely necessary right now. Restand 1 AP because I do have a Lulu Shout. I love that they have it like this, but like I'd never not have a Lulu Shout in this deck. There's you can restand 1 AP if you have a Lulu Shout. It's like I always have Lelouch. This deck is literally Kaylin Lelouch with a little bit of CC spice.
Yep.
The spice. Marcus doing a fantastic job of fighting back from this one. All right, double action point. Probably playing a Lelouch. Yep. This one gonna force him to discard a card. When it dies, I get to draw a card. Draw 2, so get some advantage. All right. Nullify impact to the yard. Back to Marcus. Really just using this turn to reset up for another turn here. He's gonna take a draw. Set up his turn. Sometimes you really gotta take those because that trailer can take so many resources from hand here. Looks like he's going to set up for Euphemia. Wants to make sure that I don't have another blind Obedience to try and take this game away. Yeah. Curious how he wants to play this one. He's running out of Lancelots here. Double Euphemia. So I'm making a joke on the screen right now that it's a lock. I can't target either because I had to target this one, but I had to target this one. In Magic, that's an infinite loop, and it creates like this freeze board, but it's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. Unit Arena was smart enough to figure that out. Just it doesn't create an infinite lock loop. Just remove one. Go figure, right? All right, take an extra draw. You'll be really good in this situation. Gawain is such a good card.
Gawain. How are you?
Gawain.
I looked at your trash.
Yeah. Wanted to see how many final triggers I had. All right, 2 AP, and he's reminded me, yeah, can't play in a double Euphemia. So I'm like, all right. It's like, yeah, try to remove that stuff. Pain 1. Getting Gawain. Pop both. Bye-bye. United States, Japan. I had to tap CC for this one to get my 4. Because now I can get rid of that thing and go in for the last 2. Restand IP. Did have it to navigate. Good. At least I have the double pip here. Because CC no long for this world. Gonna find out. Last 2. Does he have a final trigger? Gets a draw card. And nope. Just to get. And there you go. Purple can be green just as much as green can be purple. Oh, look at those final triggers. Got all these final triggers here.
Oh.
We could have seen, if he would have double damaged it, we could have seen the fact that the first one fizzles and the second one gets you another life. And there you have it, guys. Marcus, congratulations on the win. Took this thing down, but he also didn't care as much as I do because this one was for purple. So Marcus was gracious enough to give me the win. In the books, I got the win. But in reality, Marcus got the win in there. All day long. He did a really good job. But this really not his IP. He's really into blue JJK. That's the one he loves the most. Now he's really hard up on this green Lancelot deck. And we're going to find out what he likes when our Demon Slayer set gets released next week. Stay tuned because we're going to have that live event. Free packs and free of these Demon Slayer packs that will be given away on stream because we will be live at Lifelink games, not from the community box.
Yes.
So it's time, guys. All come down to this. We got 2 packs to give away. Remember, if you get that exclamation point join, you're in the running for one of these 2 free packs. So we're going to give this away, and then we're going to try and see, did I get the alt arts, or should I just kept this thing sealed, sitting in the background collecting dust? Should I open it? Should I keep it sealed?
I mean, you could switch.
I mean, I'm not, like, it's already random as it is. I'm not going to take the chances. And then you just get stuck in that headspace. You're like, but what if it was that one? What if it was that one? What if it was that one?
likes to do that to you.
Yeah. Just not going to be the case. Sad face. We had a lot of people actually tuning in here, but not many people. Where are you? Forgot to put your thing in here?
Well, I was on YouTube.
All right.
Watching
Is there anything on YouTube out there?
No.
Let's find out on Twitter, see if anybody's commented.
3 people.
Sad, because we've got 16 viewers. Because unfortunately, nobody wanted to comment. Let's see. Wow. And no one's commented on it. Okay. That's a shame. You see that? A lot of viewers here. But, all right. If you comment on the tweet, I'll put you in the running for the pack here. And I can communicate on Twitch, or on Twitter. So, alrighty. Thank you all for joining us. Here we got 2 packs to give away. Let's find out who's going away with the first pack. Sermon. All right. Rex, congratulations. Walking away with one of these packs. I'll have you open this one. Oh. Helps when you push the right button. Rex, congratulations. You got one of the JJK boxes. I think, how many do we have left of these? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we got to do another random giveaway. 7 packs to give away in this box after this. So not a couple weeks left, and then we got to switch over. Probably going to be Demon Slayer, or it could be anything, because Lifelink Games is able to stock up on all the IPs. So if you guys have a favorite, let me know. We can open up that one next. But this, the last little bit of this Union Arena box here, Goodwill Event, Gojo, this one, Ino, a Toto, Mai, Slaughter Demon, what's this one? Nue, Gojo, everyone's favorite. Mai, Yuji, Gojo Rare. Ooh, Divergent Fist. Nice. That's a removal for the blue deck. Not high value. I think this thing's like 10 cents. But, yeah, nice little Divergent Fists are here. Can't disagree with free. Double rare pack for this Union Arena. Congratulations, Rex. Big win. I'll handle a little bit of that soon. Man, when the last one, we went live while I was in the studio. It's hilarious. All right, you're going to open up this one.
Okay.
Let's remove him. Let's go. Sermon here. Double check the Twitter feeds one more time. See if anybody commented since I said you should comment. Nope, nothing yet. Ernie, you guys don't want free stuff? Just kidding. All right, here we go. Final spin of the wheel. Let's go. Oh, look at that. The fastest, quickest delivery for the free pack. Thank you so much. 1 second. So for those who don't know, not only am I not making money, I can't afford to pay my co-host yet. So one of the things I do, I never put my name in the hat, but my co-hosts always have an opportunity to get a pack, even if they're here, because this is pretty much the only way I can pay them at the moment. So let's hope, let's see if we get something here. Maybe she pulls out like $1,000 card and she's like, ah, that's payment. I got paid before you did.
Wait, that would be something.
And then we get to play, should I open it? Should I keep it sealed? What's this one? This one. Straw Doll. Okay. Shoko. Dagon. Hinda. I can't remember this one. Kiyotaka. Ichi. Hanami. Malevolent Shrine, another good one for the deck. Megami. Ooh, Domain Expansion. That's actually always good. That's got 10 Shadows Technique. Good for that Megami deck. Ooh, a Toto. The color trigger. Ooh, Gojo. Nice. You're a big fan of the Gojo, aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Those are actually harder to pull, the Gojos in that one. Not that high value, but man. A lot of people want to pull that because they want to see, like, that was one of the ones you actually play with. Alrighty, let's check out these two. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed? These things came from Target. So, I already opened up the ones I got from Lifelink, the last two that they had. But I was able to stop by Target, and did you know that they're doing, you can only get 5 product now at Target? You can only pick up 5 things.
Wow.
So I ended up picking up the only 3 starter decks they had left. Hoping and praying. And then 2 packs of Union Arena because, of course, they were sold out of movies. And both those packs were duds. This is the one with that big fat sleeve, too. I love these.
I know, they did a different bleach. Just like a little...
Yeah, a little sleeve around it. These ones come with a nice little fat here pack. Get this out. Push it out. Try not to spoil it if we can. And we're chasing 2 different things. This could be a foil AP, which would be pretty awesome. Or we get the alt arts for Killua and Gone.
Can't get both, right?
Nope. Can't get both in the same one. And they're all, you could just get nothing, which is what's happened with every single time I open these, because I'm still chasing those alt art Killuas. Is it today? Is this today? So the back, go from the back here. Flip out. Nope. And yours? No. Yeah, this is a dead for the alt arts here. Nope. Now let's see if we get a foil AP. This could recover us. Found out. 3, 2, 1. Nope.
No.
Two duds. Two duds. Want. All right, guys. Try it again, and we'll keep going. As long as I can keep finding these things, I'm going to keep trying. I will get these one day. But sadly, should have kept it sealed. Gotta get that X-ray for these things. Alrighty. That'll do it for today's Union Arena coverage. I want to remind you guys to tune in tomorrow for One Piece, where Porter and I are going to cover down for the Store Championship. A lot of fun. 4 rounds, best of 1. Going down here. A lot of really good stuff from 09. Maybe a surprise finish. We don't know. You guys check it out. We have amazing value in our community box for One Piece coming your way. And check this, if you're really liking this Union Arena coverage, tune in this Saturday, because we're going to have the pre-release going live from Lifelink, where I'll be in the studio talking to you guys all day about what I think about the set. Because obviously, huge fan. I'm going to be buying so much of this stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, watch out, that yellow deck is stronger than you think. But until next time, when I join you guys tomorrow,